at the reservation on the campus of Alcorn State University, where the Braves of Alcorn State take on their arch rivals from Grambling State University. And I tell you, they don't tailgate any better than they do here at Alcorn. Along with MEAC Hall of Famer and former NFL quarterback Jay Walker, I'm Eric Clemens, welcoming you to a college football Saturday with us at one of the best places you could have it. And Jay, let me tell you, these are the last 4 SWAC champions. They've appeared in all 4, one of these 2 schools, all 4 Celebration Bowls. Doesn't get much better than this, does it?
It's got the atmosphere, everything you want. This is the most intimidating place to play a road football game in all of HBCU football. But you know who could care less about Alcorn and the reservation? The G-men from Grambling State University. Grambling said they are the defending champions. They're going to get a good test here on the road against a very talented Alcorn State team.
Very talented Alcorn State team. 5-2 overall, 3-1 in the conference. I think their fans have something to say about these visitors.
Well, for Alcorn, if Alcorn is going to have a chance of success today, it always goes to the quarterback. And Alcorn quarterback Noah Johnson, one of the best dual-threat passers and runners in the SWAC. He's going to have to play his A game today, control and protect the football, make defenders miss, and ultimately get it to those wide receivers that all have great size for this Alcorn offense.
And a person chiefly responsible to try to slow Noah Johnson down will be the middle linebacker on the other side, Darius Christmas.
SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, NFL talent. He's an NFL prospect, one of the best to do it on the FCS level, not just HBCU football. If Christmas can get it going today for that Tiger defense, the Braves could be in for a long game.
In a word, Jay, it's going to be just about as good as some of the food we're getting ready to sample out here. So you stay tuned. We'll get you all set for the opening kickoff in just a few moments. Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by McDonald's. Broderick Fobbs leading Grambling State Tigers against the Braves of Alcorn State. Alcorn State won the coin toss. They will defer. Grambling going to receive the opening kickoff as we're about ready to get it on for the 70th time in history between these two schools. Broderick Fobbs in his 5th season, and he just doesn't lose too much in SWAC. But Alcorn has got a lot for him in this game. They're very deep at just about every position, and Fred McNair is a guy who is in his 3rd season and really thinks he has something special developing here at Alcorn with a young, very solid football team, especially on the defensive side.
You talked about 2 coaches, which is something rare. Both coaches played at their alma mater. Broderick Fobbs played for Eddie Robinson at Grambling State, and Fred McNair played quarterback here on the reservation at Alcorn.
Nice turnout as usual here at Spinks Castle Stadium. And Malik Rout for Grambling is back deep along with Lindemian Brooks to receive this opening kickoff. And it's going to be a short one coming on the near side to Rout, who fields it at his 9. And Rout will get across to the 25-yard line, where the Tigers of Grambling State will begin on offense. And they'll be led by the sophomore quarterback out of Mobile, Alabama, Jeremy Hickbottom, who has an upside. We've seen action from 2 young quarterbacks for Coach Fobbs so far this season. Growing pains, of course, but solid at other times.
The key for Grambling, everybody wants to know what's going on with the G-men. They've got 3-3 record. Well, it's replacing Devontae Kincaid. And when you talk to the coaching staff, it's been more than a monumental task replacing what all Kincaid can do. But Jeremy Hickbottom is starting to play his best football of his young career for the Tigers.
And on first down, Hickbottom looking to put it up in the air, flushed out of the pocket, gets rid of it far side, and a nice move on the far sideline to break a tackle on that side. Solomon Muhammad was there. And talk about another talented middle linebacker. We'll call number 49 for Alcorn a lot tonight. Very short pickup on first down. Give him about 3, and it'll set up 2nd and 7.
Not the sign you want to. The offensive line for Grambling is the question mark that you see. Alcorn was able to get penetration on the very first play of the game.
Hickbottom with the give, and that is to his running back, Jontavius Robinson. Robinson leading the team, averaging 5.8 per carry at the running back position with a touchdown this year. Picks up another 3. That'll set up 3rd down and 4.
Like you said, the key will be the protection. In an obvious pass situation, will Grambling be able to protect Hickbottom in the pocket?
You go with the no huddle and met behind the line of scrimmage, but breaking tackles and still fighting for yardage. What an effort. That is a great run by Jontavius Robinson. Move the chains. That's a 1st down.
How many Brave defenders had an opportunity to bring down Robinson? Hit initially behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, able to spin off of that tackle. Here comes another would-be tackler, Muhammad, then still able to keep the legs going and get away for Cole. Just enough yardage to pick up a key 1st down.
And here comes Jontavius Robinson once again, this time off the left side, picks up 3.
But those holes, they're open and they're shutting quick. So this Alcorn defensive line, which is the strength of the Brave team, they're controlling the line of scrimmage right now. Grambling's fortunate to not have any negative plays.
And Grambling going with a no huddle attack on its first drive of the contest. And a quick hitter on the far side, picking up a short gain of 2 yards. And Javen Morrison on the tackle on the far side after the completed pass, as he found Khalif Salmon, one of the fastest players and the fastest wide receiver in a very deep Grambling arsenal of receivers that we'll see featured this afternoon. So key 3rd down. Hickbottom looking near side, has a man, and the catch is made this time by Quentin Geis. And Geis has 1st down yardage, and just outside the 45, give him the 47-yard line of Alcorn.
They gave him a clean pocket. He was able to deliver a strike on the curl route to Geis. Soft coverage on the outside. Nice protection, nice throw, good recognition by Jeremy Hickbottom, the quarterback for Grambling State.
Hickbottom coming in, completing 53.7% of his passes on the rollout. Has a man, and a one-handed effort that time made by Geis, but he couldn't haul it in. So it'll be 2nd down. Looks disappointed in himself that he didn't make the one-handed catch.
They probably should have given more of an effort that way. Running towards that sideline, was able to get his left hand on the football. If you lay out with 2, I think he comes away with this catch. Take a look here. That's kind of a haphazard effort there. Have to make that catch there to help out your young quarterback.
Second and 10, little swing, and this is Lindamian Brooks, and Brooks still running down the far sideline. Brooks has a man to beat and is finally forced out of bounds after picking up big yardage down the far sideline. Kayron Kinsler is the guy who saved the touchdown.
Great execution. Take a look at number 61, the tackle. The big fella right here does a fantastic job of getting inside out. Overruns the pursuit. Here comes a would-be tackler. Walls him off to the outside. That's what springs Brooks for the big play for Grambling State. I see a big fella, DeMontre Jacobs.
37 yards on the game that time, and here's Hickbottom on the keeper. He's got some room and tripped up from behind. A possibly touchdown saving tackle that time by the defensive end, Terry Whittington.
And I really like Terry Whittington. Good job playing that outside position there. And he's a guy, when you watch him on film, he's going to make an impact. He's not going to let things get outside of him. And then Sterling Shippey, the nose tackle, does a good job blocking the run. And for Grambling, they're going to need the freshman running backs to really step up and play big. But it looks like they're going with the senior Robinson more in the backfield than the 2 freshman runners.
And the 10th play of the drive, just run that time off the left side, getting inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3 is the running back, Jontavius Robinson.
And I think that's been a surprise. Key game on the road, SWAC. They decide not to go with the freshman running backs, to go with Jontavius Robinson, the senior from Atlanta, Georgia, and he's done a good job of setting the tone early in this contest running the football.
So 3rd down. And we got whistles as the handoff went to Robinson. We got a timeout on the field. Timeout being taken by Alcorn. will stay here during the timeout. And again, we talked about the struggles of Grambling's offensive line, and the coaches talked to us about it earlier this week. But you played with some good offensive linemen in your day. I understand they rather run block than pass block, so they go on the attack. And Grambling seems to have a mindset to try to run the football and establish the line of scrimmage that way.
Yeah, they have to, because they really can't protect the quarterback, the pocket that well. And I think Devontae Kincaid, the quarterback there, covered a lot of their shortcomings. He was such a phenomenal athlete, along with Martez Carter in the backfield. Well, you could get penetration, but Kincaid could hurt you. Hickbottom's not as athletic as Kincaid was, so you're starting to see the flaws or the shortcoming of the offensive line from Grambling.
All right, we understand Grambling is the team that called that timeout, so they are going to talk things over.
Look at these numbers. This is what you have to replace. You're talking 54 touchdowns in just a 3-year period there for Kincaid. Carter with the running. I mean, these guys were awesome, and they never lost a SWAC game together when they were both playing in the lineup. That task is monumental for Broderick Fobbs and company.
And believe me, there's a lot of pride that Grambling takes in winning the last 2 SWAC championships. This is Robinson. Robinson going, cutting it back and into the end zone for the touchdown. And Grambling on an impressive opening march gets it for 6. And now they'll go for the extra point as the Tigers take a 6-0 lead. Mark Orozco going to come in, their senior kicker.
And this is all Robinson. He set the tone early on that 3rd down run conversion to keep the drive alive, and it's only fitting that he caps off the drive with the rushing touchdown.
Robinson's 2nd touchdown of the season, and Grambling looking impressive here in Alcorn territory on that opening march. And Orozco's extra point is good, and Grambling on an impressive opening march, capped by the Jontavius Robinson cutback for the touchdown, takes a 7-0 lead.
Red hate.
ESPN College Football is presented by McDonald's.
And not just Trace. Well, we took that road into the stadium,
yes,
but no lights on there. A lot of animal life. You don't want to take it back at dark.
One-way road to me. I take the Trace coming into Alcorn, but once the dark goes down, I do not take the Trace going back. As our producer and crew Adam learned last year, why taking the road at night when there's no lights on the road? More goats and deers.
And that kickoff is downed in the end zone by Javen Morrison. And so Alcorn will take over 1st and 10. Again, Grambling very impressive on that first march. 11-play, 78-yard drive, taking up 4:41 to take a quick 7-0 lead and send a bit of a message to Alcorn. You might have the defensive numbers and stuff coming in this year, but we can scheme and we can plan. And these teams have seen each other so much over the years. Nothing that they could do would surprise either squad. Alcorn led by, of course, the dual-threaded quarterback, Noah Johnson. We talked about him earlier. He can run it, he can throw it, and this time on 1st down he's going to throw under heavy pressure on the blitz, and he got it away. Had his man, Chris Blair, open on the deep pattern, but overshot him by just a little bit.
Yeah, that's one you have to have back. They scouted that play all week and knew they could get a crease with a one-on-one matchup with Chris Blair, their go-to wide receiver. Johnson overthrew him. And one thing I like about this Alcorn State wide receiver core, they're like a basketball team. They go 6'2", 6'3", 6'5". In that case there, you have to overthrow them by a lot.
And there's the give, and it's Deshaun Waller. Waller had a 214-yard career high game against Alabama State a couple weeks ago and picked up pretty good yardage there on 2nd down. Let's set up 3rd down and 4. Grambling looked like they were showing blitz, and now Noah Johnson getting the signal out to his teammates on this key 3rd down play. See if Alcorn can match Grambling on its opening drive. And here's Johnson Throwing and threw it a little bit behind his intended receiver on the far side, Radarius Anderson. Off his hands and incomplete. And it looks like now the Braves will be forced to punt.
And very disappointing considering the fact you had 2 open wide receivers and it was 2 missed throws by Johnson on receivers doing a good job getting separation, getting open, but Johnson not being able to throw the completed pass.
Malik Rout is back at his own 26-yard line to field the punt of Corey McCullough. McCullough averaging just under 40 yards per kick so far this season. And this is a high spiral. And fair caught at the 29-yard line. Will Grambling will take over once again. A 41-yard punt, no return. Grambling takes over again, nursing that 7-0 lead. We'll be back.
A better SUV dares to ask why not. Like, why not all seasons versatile? Why not all the prizes roomy? Why not first-class comfort? Honda, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2018.
We are all beautiful.
We are strong.
We are powerful.
Be loud.
Be proud.
Together we can stop bullying.
Choose kindness.
Choose kindness. Choose kindness and shred hate.
Back here at Spinks Cassim Stadium, and a look at the SWAC standings and who wants to win the West.
It's wild, wild, wild. But what I see there, all signs point to, once again, that Bayou Classic. Last weekend of the year is going to mean something with Grambling and Southern, but I think neither team right now can afford to get that second loss in conference play. Same for Alcorn and same for Grambling. That's why this matchup is so crucial to both programs.
Hickbottom on first down, plenty of time, going deep for it all. Has a man down there in the catch inside the 30-yard line. And it is Devon Lindsay who got deep behind Daylon Burks to pull it in.
Yeah, that was a great job of putting a lot of air underneath the throw. Watch the arc on this. The ball's going to leave the screen. That allows the wide receiver to readjust, come back to the football, and make the big play.
48 yards on the hookup, and Grambling threatening again inside the 30-yard line of the Braves. Remember, Alcorn State coming in here at or near the top in just about every statistical category defensively in the SWAC and even some in FCS. And so far, Grambling has marched right through them. That was Lindamian Brooks on the carry. He has had 29 this year. And this is what we're talking about. Look at those numbers. Been impressive. But when you're playing a very familiar opponent.
Yeah. Well, think about what we've seen so far. Grambling's converted on third downs. We've seen Alcorn miss some opportunities for tackles for loss. So they're not coming out sharp right now.
Hickbottom rolling out, missed Quentin Geist that time, who did lay out for that. We might have heard you last time and laid out for that one, but couldn't bring it in.
This is the effort that they needed on the throw earlier, and this one just too far out front. But let's give credit to offensive coordinator Reggie Nelson from Grambling. Right now, the play calling and the play selection doing a good job of keeping this Alcorn defense on its toes, guessing.
Grambling, of course, deep at wide receiver. They're the strength of the offense. They came into the game with 5 receivers with 10 or more catches. And now that's a swing out of the backfield and plenty of room to run. Lindamian Brooks had that time, but it was just a short throw by Hickbottom, and that'll set up a 4th down situation.
Disruptive football. So we talked about Terry Whittington. You're going to see him right here, top of your screen. Watch the recognition by Whittington. Realizes, oh, they're going to try and get it to him. He disrupted the timing of that play, threw it off, nowhere to go with the football. See, that's how you can be an impact player without making a tackle, still having an impact on the game.
Mark Orozco going to come on for the 44-yard attempt. He is 0 for 2 from between 40 and 49 yards this year. Good leg on that one, and he got it through. Mark Orozco, his first field goal of more than 40 yards this year, and Grambling continuing to establish itself, sending another message and adding to that lead, making it 10-0.
You think the G-men know something's at stake in this game? They had them pumped up. They're doing good on offense and nice special teams. As you mentioned, Orozco with room to spare
Plenty of room to spare. I tell you, that one sounded. You could hear the thud way up here in the broadcast booth. You knew he got good leg on that one.
Right
or
down
good
the
foot.
Right down the middle. And Broderick Fobbs has the G-men coming down the road here. A lot of people don't realize these schools are pretty close to each other geographically. Only about a 2-hour drive that separates the two of them. So the fan base from Grambling has come out. And when you talk to them, they're 3-3, a record they're not used to having this early in the season, such a long time. Consider they're just tied for first right now, and they control their own destiny. If they win out, they will be in Birmingham for the SWAC championship game with an opportunity to go to the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. If you go to Celebration Bowl, what's at stake?
$1 million? I don't say it quite like you, like Dr. Evil. Here comes the kickoff. Roscoe and a line drive kick, and it goes out of bounds. That'll create a flag.
Isn't that typical?
Yeah.
Comes out, boots a nice field goal, and then the very next play kicks the ball out of bounds.
Unfortunate, of course. That's an illegal procedure penalty, so you're paying for that. And it'll come out to the 35-yard line as a result. Our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup has Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham Jr., and the Giants in Atlanta to take on Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, and the Falcons. 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific on ESPN. Also simulcast on ESPN2 in Spanish and available on the ESPN app so you can watch everywhere. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 o'clock. Alcorn won the answer. And this is Waller off the left side, and he has stood up. He has stood up on that defense by Danquarian Fields. And Fields on the tackle. And that's a loss of a 2 on the play, so it'll set up 2nd and long. And while Grambling has looked very effective on offense, Alcorn has struggled early on in this game. This their 2nd possession. And this Brave crowd, especially after that long field goal by Grambling, stunned right now. There's a little bubble screen to the far side and picking up some of that lost yardage is the tight end Jaquavion Bowles, and Bowles got out across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
And the traditional base look for defensive coordinator Everett Todd for Grambling is this 3-3 stat. What they do, they put speed on the field. So they've got 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. They don't substitute personnel much, and they just like to beat you with speed. And you normally say, well, with a bunch of small guys on the field, maybe we just run the football. They attack gaps, very stout in the run game, and they get you in obvious pass situations. They create a lot of confusion for the opposing quarterback.
On 3rd down, Noah Johnson is grabbed from behind, and almost bringing him down was Brandon Wiggs, who was blitzing from his outside linebacker spot, so he had to get rid of that one in a hurry.
And that's that confusion look they gave you right there. They had everybody moving around. They showed you one look, and they were quick enough to adjust. And you mentioned Brandon Wiggs comes from that outside linebacker position to force the hurry-up throw. And another 3 and out for Alcorn State.
Corey McCullough handles all the kicking duties for Alcorn, field goal and punting duties. He'll strike this one from about his 26-yard line. And Malik Rout is there, and he fields it at his 26. And Rout has some pretty good room along the near side, got it up to the 40-yard line where Grambling has great field position once again. The Tigers are roaring so far after the 37-yard punt, 14-yard return.
Choose kindness.
Choose kindness. Choose kindness and shred hate.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football presented by McDonald's. Grambling taking over in its 3rd possession. Great field position once again for Jeremy Hickbottom, and having that 10-0 lead, and Hickbottom on the keeper, and he's got some room on the near side, and it's a nice tackle at the 46-yard line. Coming up from the secondary was Brady Smith.
A good job just calling his own number. Realizing just pick up positive yardage. We mentioned he's not Devontae Kincaid running the football, but made a good decision there Picked up 7 yards on first down.
Hickbottom, last couple of weeks.
That's efficient quarterback play right there. Over 65% throwing the ball. Cut down on the interceptions, throwing for touchdowns. That's what they're going to need him to play like the rest of the season, the remainder of the season, if the G-men want to defend their championship.
B.J. Hollis and also Darrell Henderson there to meet Robinson for very little gain. It'll set up 3rd and short at the 48-yard line.
And this is where Alcorn's defense needs to make a play. You know, their overall 3rd down conversions, they're the #1 team in the SWAC, 4th in the country at getting off the field on 3rd downs. That has not been the case here so far.
And there's a wide open Robinson on the near side, and Robinson has first down yardage and then some, gets it all the way down to the 40-yard line of Alcorn, and Grambling on the march again with a first down swing pass.
And schematically, they're just picking them apart. They know they have to get rid of the football. They like to bring pressure, taking advantage of the quick strike, short throw game, in these short passing situations effectively. And they are really frustrating this Alcorn State defense.
Here coaches talk all the time about rack, run after the catch. That one totaled 13 yards, little swing pass. And here's Hickbottom again running out of time. Now he's just going to lob it up and out of bounds. And I guess the only question there is, was he outside the pocket? Because there was no receiver inside on that one, but no flag down as of yet. So we'll call it a first down incompletion. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Wow, look at that. 139-4 total offensive yards so far in this football game between these programs, and it's showing on the scoreboard. 10-zip Grambling.
This is Hickbottom throwing far side, has a man on the far side, and first down yardage again down to the 25-yard line is Raylon Richardson.
Too much cushion on the outside. I mean, look at that. That's a wide open wide receiver. That ball went all the way across the field before LaShawn Ely, 18, is able to make the tackle. 18 on 18. They've got to get up a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, and now you're seeing the adjustment. Cornerbacks getting in the face of the Grambling receivers.
And here's Lindemian Brooks, and Lindemian Brooks gets inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. And Grambling again within the field goal range of their kicker, Mark Orozco. We saw him on the last drive nail one from 45.
But we're yet to see the big play from this Alcorn defense so far in this game. It's just the first quarter, but pretty much Grambling's making this look easy.
They have really kept them off balance so far in this game. Hickbottom rolling near side. Has a man and knocked away at the very last minute from the intended receiver, Brady Smith, coming over from that free safety spot to knock that one away.
And release this ball a little bit early. Throw it now. If he throws it now, that's open. In the college football world, that's 4 yards going towards the end zone. You have to get that throw out front. Should have been possibly a touchdown. Instead, lucky that ball wasn't intercepted because it was a poor throw.
Darrell Clark was the intended receiver. So a big third down play here. Grambling trying to really take control early. Hickbottom stepping up in the pocket, going for it all, but against double coverage down there as he was looking for his tight end Devontae Davis, who was covered by a couple purple shirts in the end zone, so incomplete, and Orozco will come on to attempt another field goal.
Then we're seeing some signs of life from the defense from Alcorn State, getting a big stop when they needed it.
Mark Orozco will be kicking this one from the right hash. It'll be a 39-yard attempt. He was 2 for 4 on the season coming into the game from this distance. And Orozco, nice hook, and hooks it right between the posts. So Grambling has scored on each of its possessions in this game, and the Tigers coming in here have taken control early with a 13-0 lead. And I guess we can segue into the power rankings right now, which might be shifting a little bit if this game continues to go like this.
Yeah, everybody's talking, asking. They want to know, hey, you better put me in the top of the top 5. All the Alcorn fans will. Here it is. Now, I'm not going to make your way. Number 5 is Southern. I'm surprised we see Southern there. The way they got dominated by this Alcorn team, their homecoming, they rebounded nicely with the shutout versus Prairie View, which nobody saw coming. I'm going to go to G-Men number 4. Right now, they got a lot at stake here, but I still think they're showing you that they are one of the top-tier teams there. Number 3 is Alcorn State, but like you said, we may have to switch the order here, depending on how this game plays out. Number 2, A&T, 2 losses by 4 points total. They're still the cream of the crop. And number 1 team is, oh, my goodness, the Rattlers. Willie Simmons down there at FAMU. And I'm going to give a special shout-out to Morehouse football. I see you down there, Maroon Tigers. 6-1 on the season, one of the best starts they've had in their school history. Giving them a little love to the men down there in the AUC.
Javen Morrison, one of the deep backs, along with Waller, and Morrison takes this one at his 10. Morrison has some room. And Morrison gets all the way down to the 30-yard line of Grambling. Cecil Cherry made a touchdown-saving tackle, and maybe that's the spark. The Braves finally need a 60-yard return by Javen Morrison.
Yeah, on the special teams, and runs past his would-be blocker. And watch this cut right here. That's the key, making guys miss in open space. And as you mentioned, they needed a spark desperately here. Now let's see if Alcorn can turn this into a scoring drive for the first time today.
That is easily the most electric play we've seen from the Braves so far as we get late into the first quarter here. And here's Noah Johnson, quick slant, a little bit behind his intended receiver, and incomplete. He looks for Chris Blair on that play. And Keenan Fontenot was there to take him down immediately, but the pass was a little behind him.
Yeah, and the timing just not there. Noah Johnson is not coming out throwing accurate balls. We've seen wide receivers get open, but he's not delivered clean, crisp passing.
A quick swing out to the far side, and pretty easy completion that time. And we get flags from all over the place. Maybe a little lead with the helmet as the receiver Charles Hughes was brought down after a short run after catch. And let's see how they sort out the penalty. Alcorn players pointing at Grambling, a personal foul.
Let me tell you about Charles Hughes. Old man Charlie, I like to call it right now. I've been doing these games for a while now, but number 5, Charles Hughes, this is his 6th year down here on the reservation. You see him there, get the face mask. Good job by the officials recognizing that. But Charles Hughes was granted a medical red shirt. And he's been around for a while. He graduated and decided, hey, I'll give you one more year. The coaching staff asked him, we know you've graduated, you've been here for 5 years, can you do a 6? And they're glad to have Charles Hughes back on this football team. 7-yard
catch, then add 15 more to it with the penalty. 1st and 10 from the 12 of Grambling. Johnson throwing to the corner pattern and almost tempted to himself. The intended receiver was Dayal Harris, but could not haul it in as he was defended by Divine R. Martin down there in the near corner.
And Harris, a transfer from the University of Miami, 6'3" wide receiver. They say he comes down with more of those balls and he lets get away and just missed making a spectacular play. Talking about the size of these wide receivers. Dayal Harris, 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver.
And a little pitch and wide open. Lotta Green in front of him and touchdown. He could have walked that one in. I might have been able to take that one in. That's how much room he had on the touchdown run. And that's Waller, who had an easy walk in from 12 yards. And the Braves fans have something to cheer about as Alcorn gets right back in.
Yeah, miscommunication. Who's going to take the pitch man? Who's going to take the dive man? Nobody there for the running back. Nice recognition by Noah Johnson. Make a quick decision, get it to Waller, and he's in for the score.
Okay, maybe I couldn't have taken it in, but he had a lot of room. And Corey McCullough attempting the extra point. And that is good. The kickoff return by Javen Morrison, a 60-yard spark in the short scoring drive. Taken in by Deshaun Waller. And Waller has nothing but green. Only guys that came into the picture was after he had crossed the goal line. So that'll be one of the easiest touchdown runs in his career.
That was a good job by Dayal Harris, number 10, sealing the edge from the wide receiver position as well.
Now you can stream college football all season long on ESPN Plus. So start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. After that 60-yard kickoff, 4 plays, 30 yards, taking less than a minute at 48 seconds, and Deshaun Waller getting Alcorn right back in it here at Spinks Chasm Stadium with the touchdown run of 12 yards. So now we got a ball game with 2:17 to go here in the opening quarter. And this one coming down to the near side, and that's Route gets across the 20 and smacked down hard right at the 22-yard line, where Grambling will take over. First and 10, call it the 21-yard line for Grambling.
And go back to that special teams return. I mean, this place was getting a little bit quiet, but now all of a sudden the big return on special teams, they score, and now what we're talking about, this being one of the most intimidating places to win, comes into effect. And let's see if Grambling can keep its momentum they've had moving the football consistently throughout this first quarter.
And see if the defense here for Alcorn will take control, as it has much of its first 7 games this season. And again, one of the top-ranked defenses in all of FCS in many different categories. Right now, Grambling has more than had its way. Here's Robinson trying to get to the near side, and he is stacked up, and he'll lose a couple on that play. Sterling Shippey was one of the first ones in there, and they said this guy's just been getting off the ball. The big 6'1", 300-pounder out of Miami has 22 tackles, 5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. Give him the 10th right there after that loss of 2. On second down, and stacked up in the backfield once again. So Alcorn is really fired up after they got that touchdown. Terry Whittington, one of the first purple shirts to meet the man in the backfield.
And this is what they do. We talk about Alcorn defensively. Tackles behind the line of scrimmage, tackles for loss. You see a number of purple jerseys there, led by Quentin Smith along with Terry Whittington, for the big play, forcing Grambling in 3rd and long. I really like watching Terry Whittington play. He's a guy who's going to get to the football, he's going to do his assignments. He can be a difference maker.
Hickbottom going with the empty backfield, and now on a little quarterback draw, and Hickbottom has some room, but he is brought down. He'll be about 4 yards short of the first down. And for the first time, Alcorn State appears to have stopped Grambling from a scoring march.
And this place is starting to jump. I think it's when the pom-poms are going, they're playing that song, things start to go south for you in a hurry. And that last possession, every Grambling ball carrier was running for their life, whether it was a pass or a run. The reservation woke up.
Charles Hughes is standing back at his 35-yard line to receive this punt. Spiraling kick, and Hughes signals fair catch, and it'll be spotted right there at the 31-yard line. One more look at the SWAC standings.
So I want to clarify some things. I was a little bit incorrect. So in terms of the SWAC Western part, the only team that controls their own destiny is Southern University, with Southern with the victory over Prairie View. So if Southern wins out, they're in. Grambling would lose a tie-break scenario because they lost to Prairie View A&M. So Grambling would have to win out and hope that Prairie View got another loss. So still wide open out there in that SWAC West. And I think there's no room for error for any of those top 3 teams.
Alcorn State, good field position at its own 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Let's see if they can make it 2 scoring drives in a row. Off the fake, and that one batted right at the line of scrimmage. He was looking for a quick slant, was Noah Johnson, but that one batted down right back in his face by Percy Cargo, who was blitzing.
Cargo plays that cat position. It's kind of that cat linebacker slash rover safety guy. Hugs up to the line of scrimmage. This crazy formation.
Lyman was at the top of the screen, and now a little screen on the near side. And Blair, did he go down? I don't know if he did yet. Now they're finally signaling him down across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and that'll do it here in the first quarter. And the intensity is picking up on both sides just a little bit. We got a good one so far. 13-7, Grambling leading Alcorn State here in Lorman, Mississippi.
Breed stars and they breed winners, and I'm a winner. I won't accept anything less of trying to be great and wanting to be great.
I just wonder how many more games you can put in the win column with a guy like LeBron playing on your side.
He just told you, man, it's L.A., man. I'm from L.A. The Laker fans, they measure by banners. How many banners do you hang in the rafters?
And the slant pattern, and Blair has it across midfield down inside the 45-yard line before he's brought down by Chris Grant.
Best throw of the day so far from Noah Johnson. The timing was there, nice catchable ball, allowing Blair to run after the catch.
And after the fake to P.J. Simmons, here's Johnson with plenty of room off the left side, and he gets down close to the 25-yard line. So Alcorn running a hurry up and looking impressive with its last two plays.
Nice decision. We're starting to see that dual threat we talked about from Johnson in the open.
Johnson going for it all this time, and a little jostling down there in the goal line as he again was looking for Chris Blair, but it's incomplete.
And that's a poor decision. Got away with one. One wide receiver taking on three defensive backs from Grambling. Go someplace else with the football. But you've seen now Johnson showing you when he's playing well what type of quarterback he can be. The accurate throw, the great decision in the running game, the ability to make defenders miss. They need more of that for the junior from Tampa, Florida.
And to a man, his coaches say he is vastly improved as a passer. And this is P.J. Simmons cutting back. Simmons with some room, and Simmons gets close to first down yardage inside the 20-yard line to the 18. Danquarian Fields was one who was one of the last guys back there to try to stop it.
And Simmons is a guy that I really like him. He has probably some of the best vision I've seen from a running back this year. If the hole is there, he will find it. You see averaging over 5.5 yards per carry. A season ago, he led the nation in yards per carry.
Big third down early in the second quarter, 3rd and 3. And Simmons off the left side. Gets inside the 15-yard line. That'll move the chains as he had a nice hole to run through that time off left tackle.
Man, good vision. So often a young runner will cut it up inside and you don't need to. But just want you to take a look at the vision. Watch him look. Where's the hole? Okay, I see the edge. Run the daylight. Picks up the first down.
Coming up on the 8th play of the drive. Well, we have a timeout on the field, and Coach Broderick Fobbs trying to stem the tide a little bit. He had the early momentum through most of the first quarter until that 60-yard kickoff return by Morrison. And now Alcorn has awakened, it appears, and threatening, knocking on the door as Fobbs takes a timeout.
Yeah, that 13-0 seemed like a long time ago.
A long time
we're
ago.
Still in the second quarter, but give credit to Alcorn. They absorbed the blow from Grambling, and now they're starting to hit back a little bit. And when you think about how Alcorn got back in this game when they were pretty much coming out to a slow start, fantastic special teams play.
Javen Morrison doing a lot of cutting back and forth and creating room for himself on the 60-yard return and leading to this touchdown, which way more open space for Deshaun Waller, who waltzes into the end zone and gets Alcorn right back into this one now. Ball sitting on the 14-yard line of Grambling. And Alcorn, if they can go in and put it into the end zone, will have tied it with an extra point to take a lead when early on it looked like it could be a blowout the other way.
Yeah, and I like this decision by Fobbs to take this time out here in the first half, regather your defense, get to your game plan, make some adjustments, and try to keep these Braves out of the end zone. Because you almost feel like if you get them to settle for a field goal, that's great. If they kick a field goal, okay. But if they take the lead, for all the great starts you have, that could be a momentum killer.
Here's Deshaun Waller. Tried to cut back to a big hole, but he still got it down inside the 10-yard line. He was tripped up, or he might have gone to the house, as he was tripped up on the play by Marshall Jackson.
And what got it going, when we talked off camera, I was like, why isn't Alcorn running the football? Well, now they're starting to run the football. That opened up the passing lane and have the Tiger defense on their heels.
Nice pickup of 5 on first down, so 2nd and 5, and here's Johnson. Gonna run it. Now he'll throw it back to the end zone, but a little bit too tall and too far for Chris Blair. He might have been able to walk that one in if he'd kept it on the ground.
You run for it, you pick up the first down, you get 1st and goal from like the 4 or 5 yard line. Nice step up. Now take off. Run, pick up the first down, fresh set of downs, set it up for the jump ball. A little surprise he elected to insist on throwing the football, threw it in the back of the end zone with no defender close to him.
So another big 3rd down play.
Watch the jump ball at the bottom of your screen. This matchup with number 81, Rodarius Anthony.
Here's Johnson throwing end zone, and Rodarius Anderson was the intended target, and he had fallen to his knees as he was being covered by Danquarian Fields. And
I'm going to say 2 things. Great job on the timeout from Broderick Fobbs for Grambling. Second, poor job by Noah Johnson those last 2 plays.
And Chris McCullough, to say the least, a rough afternoon against Alabama State. This will be a 26-yard field goal attempt. And there's a high arcing kick and right down the middle for Corey McCullough, who, of course, that was a week he'd rather forget, and converts on the 26-yard field goal. Alcorn State right back in it, trailing by 3.
And shred hate.
ESPN College Football is presented by McDonald's.
Natchez Trace, where the trail appears to be sunken due to the thousands of travelers who've walked the trail. And that's the sunken trace, as they call it. Now, don't call it the sunken place like in that movie. The sunken trace. And again, we avoid that at night.
At nights.
Yes.
Daytime only. Beautiful to drive on the daytime. You see the scenery and everything, and a lot of bikers on the road. So admirable, but I'm just not taking it at night.
McCullough's kick off a low line drive coming near side, and it fielded right along the sideline by Rout, and Rout gets taken down short of the 20-yard line. If he lets that go, the ball's out at the 35. We got a flag down on the play at the 20-yard line.
Below the waist, number 10.
And a block below the waist, so that'll take some yardage away from Grambling here after that kickoff.
And it goes back to what you say. Rout should have let the ball go out of bounds. You wouldn't have had the penalty. You would have got the ball on the 35-yard line. And you see right there, top of your screen, they're calling it on 10.
Actually,
so
it was
Khalif. Yeah, it's Khalif Salmon, 16, who returned it. It was Rout who they called the low block on. With all that being said, it's not helping the cause at all. Alcorn continues to take momentum in this football game, in which they were down 13-0 early.
It seems like momentum is the story when these two teams meet. The Celebration Bowl, we had Grambling get out to a huge lead, and Alcorn claws its way back and ends up making it only an 8-point game by the time it was said and done. And we've got another. We got a delay now. Take it back 5 more yards. So delay a game against the Grambling offense. A dead ball after the penalty. So 1st and 15, and here's Hickbottom on the keeper, and he's just trying to get some yards. The ball that comes loose, it is fumbled, and Alcorn says they have it.
He got hit pretty good. We talked about Alcorn playing Alcorn defense, one of the top teams in the country in turnover margins, and they come up with a fumble here. Hickbottom running a little bit too high after calling his own number. You see the hard hit put on him. He gets spun around, loses it. The ball comes free. I believe it was number 25.
Isaiah Thomas helping to reach in there and strip that one away. A lot of purple shirts around the quarterback. He was hit hard just as he was trying to spin for extra yardage. And Alcorn State, a key turnover, 1st and 10 on the 9-yard line of Grambling after the first turnover of the game.
And you just knew that drive was going to end poorly for Grambling. Right after the poor decision on the kickoff return, then the penalty on the kickoff return, then the delay of game, and then the fumble. Let's see if Noah Johnson makes a better job of decision making this time around in the red zone.
And Johnson slant pattern looking for Blair, and off his hands, incomplete. Blair covered well by Keenan Fontenot on that first down pass play.
Yeah, I'd still like to see him get the ball to P.J. Simmons here a little bit more, but you'll see here this is a ball that could have been caught, but pretty good coverage by the defensive back from Grambling. They're just abandoning the run when they get down here between Waller and Simmons. I think they've a pretty good group of running backs.
Waller back there to the left of Noah Johnson right now, and off the play fake. There's a slant, and off the hands and shoulder pad of Redarius Anderson, incomplete.
Good throw. I mean, nice play selection. They fake the run and they give you the quick slant with the big target. Ball was tipped, so I believe that might have thrown off the timing of the catch. See that ball tip, slows it down a little bit. And Anderson not able to make the adjustment.
And Quarian Fields was the one who got a hand on it. And that changed the trajectory enough to get through the hands of Redarius Anderson. The 3rd and goal. Johnson, another slant. That time he has his man, touchdown. And it's Chris Blair. And Blair, with his 3rd touchdown of the season, gives Alcorn State its first lead of the game after they trailed 13-0.
Well, they've been challenging with slant routes down here in the red zone 3 previous plays. This time they find it. 3rd time the charm, this touchdown score.
And Corey McCullough on to attempt the extra point. They're trying to make it 17 unanswered for the Braves. That one's close, no good. He missed it wide right. But thanks to the defense creating the fumble on Jeremy Hickbottom, getting the recovery, Alcorn, after trailing by 13, now leads it by 3.
For Our Soccer, today on ESPN.
Formula One Pirelli United States Grand Prix today at 1:30 on ABC.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by McDonald's. Alcorn State, after falling behind 13-0, has roared back to take a 3-point lead. McCullough is kicking off deep to Malik Rout. And Lindemian Brooks. And this is Brooks who fielded it on the near side. One more look at the extra point, which from this vantage point seemed to be inside the right upright.
I mean, McCullough thought it was good. When he left there, he said, hey, wait, I made that. The flag was blowing, and he wants to know why. And we saw that replay there. Looked pretty good inside the yellow the whole time. But replay on that type of play right there is not reviewable. The decision down there.
Okay, so no good it is, and that could be a key point in the final score of this one. Hickbottom has to get rid of it under heavy pressure. Had a man behind the defense and just overshot Quentin Geist by a little.
Hold on. How many times have we seen Quentin Geist give him the one-hand attempt at a catch? This is the ball here. You have to make this catch. Lay out. Give me 2 hands with that one. Run through the catch. Why put one fingertip on it? If you can put one hand on it, like Coach Parcells used to tell us, if you can stretch out one, you can stretch out 2. Just need a little bit more effort from Quentin Geist to help out his quarterback in this type of situation on the road. Opportunity for a huge play. Didn't give it all to him.
Higgbottom got that one away just in time as he was under some heavy pressure. And now he swings it out to the far side and has a receiver for first down yardage. And then some out close to the 40-yard line as he hooks up with Kobe Ross. And Ross gets a good gain for first down yardage, that time of 13.
Ross is that speedster. Nice design by the play. He's a guy that can really run, getting better with his route running, so give him the ball behind the line of scrimmage and let him turn on the Jets.
Higgbottom coming near side, that one a little bit too far as he was looking for his intended man, Khalif Salmon. This time we do have a flag on the play in the Grambling backfield. Javen Morrison was there on the coverage, and we get hold against the Tigers.
Still be first down.
Moving the pocket, and as they're rolling, you can see number 20 there. Grab the jersey and stop. The defensive end, Kwanzaa Jackson, from making the tackle right there in front of the official. Good call, and that's going to set back the Tigers.
Ladarian Ellis Jones, the guy guilty of the hold on that play. So it'll be 1st and 20. Higgbottom trying to step up in the pocket, gets it away, intercepted. And it's Morrison. And Morrison will score. Javen Morrison on the pick 6. And Alcorn in control.
When they get the pom-poms going and the band playing and the crowd starts to chant, good things are happening for the Braves. And a great job on the pick 6 by Javen Morrison.
McCullough in for the extra point. Low snap, but he gets that one away. It's good.
Quarterback gets a little bit indecisive, doesn't know what he wants to do. Uh-oh, we're going the other way. Bingo, bingo, bingo.
Mavs Hawks at 7, 76ers Bucks at 9:30. Presented by State Farm.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by McDonald's. Spinks Kasem Stadium, Alcorn State, if you can believe it, trailed 13-0 at one point in this game, but now 23 unanswered, and 6 of it thanks to the 34-yard interception return by Javen Morrison. Came into the game with 2 picks so far this season, 6 passes defended, and that's a nice gift on your 3rd interception of the year. Kickoff coming down to the near side. This is Brooks, who fields it at his 8. And Brooks smacked down hard.
This place is going on right now. But let me give you a little football one-on-one. A little football one-on-one. Cover 2, right? Cover 2 safety. Who tells you it's cover 2? These are the safeties right here. Cover 2, this guy right here, his job, don't let anything get outside of him. Take a look at Javen Morrison. 45, nothing outside, a little pressure. Thank you. Merry Christmas. I'm going to the house, pick 6 style, because my quarterback from the other team from Grambling threw the ball late versus a cover 2. That's a great job of playing the position by Morrison.
Threw it right to him. And Morrison, a big 60-yard kickoff return to get Alcorn started, and in that 34-yard pick 6. And under some heavy pressure and going down that time was Higgbottom, who had to run for his life. And Higgbottom first pressured by Chris Monroe, the big defensive tackle. And we have an injury on the field. A Grambling player down at his 14-yard line.
And what I'm starting to notice is like Higgbottom, after that interception there, dropped back, got confused, held on to the football, decided to try and run it because he didn't recognize what coverage he was getting. So right now it seems like Alcorn's shuffled the deck a little bit. Take a look at Hickbottom when he drops back here. He's looking, keeps looking at right. Morrison's over there. What do I do when he gets it? Where's he going? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to start running a little bit early. When you anticipate something and you see it, you step up. He was looking for an avenue to run because he was confused by the secondary look of Alcorn State.
And to his right, Demontre Jacobs got rolled up on. We'll update his injury situation in a moment. Good to report to you that Demontre Jacobs went off the field under his own power, probably thanks to the good old left knee brace. He got rolled up on that side and walked off under his own power and doesn't look to be seriously injured at all. Probably a little more scared than anything else when you feel that knee go. Here's Hickbottom throwing deep to the outside. That time he was looking for his man Kobe Ross. Incomplete.
And if you're Grambling, you have to change your game plan right now. Realize your quarterback, a little rattled. Pick six will do that to you, particularly with a young quarterback. I'm not throwing the ball downfield right now. I'm throwing the ball sideline to sideline, bubble screens, quick passes where he can get it out, make one quick decision and get the ball to a playmaker, because I don't think he's seeing the field well right now.
Hickbottom throwing deep into double coverage. Wow, is it caught it in?
Oh, wow.
What a catch by Quentin Geis.
Should have been an interception. He made a poor decision where to go with the football. But Quentin Geis bails him out. I give you credit, young fella. I've been questioning the effort, but not here. In between two purple jerseys, sees the ball, elevates at the right moment to come down with the huge, and I mean huge, catch for Grambling.
37 yards on that deep jump ball. Jalen Thomas and Brady Smith were down there, and we have a timeout on the field taken by Grambling to try to get some of this momentum back on this drive.
Yeah, how covered was that? I mean, remember I said he's not seeing the field well. He threw that ball up. There was a safety and a cornerback that should have at least knocked the ball down with an easy interception. But as we say sometimes with my golf game, would you rather be lucky or would you rather be good?
I'm not even going to talk about my golf game. I will talk some NFL countdown for you, though. Kick off your week 7 NFL Sunday with ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. Sam and the guys will have all the early breaking stories, the injury updates, and preview each game right up to kickoff. And like everything else, of course, it's live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
On that last play there, did Geis just moss two defensive backs? Was that a you got moss?
Well, he went up. 47 yards on the pass play.
He went up between two of them, came down with it. That's a dual moss. I don't know if he's ever given out a moss.
First down, ball at the 31. There's Hickbottom rolling far side. And Morrison coming in on the delayed blitz, pressured him a lot, and he had to just throw it away.
Hey, one thing I like about Solomon Muhammad's speed, look at him closing in a hurry. Grab him, and Hickbottom very fortunate just to get rid of that football, not take a sack. And I know we talked a lot about Darius Christmas, who's a special talent, but for Alcorn, Solomon Muhammad is their NFL talent, the junior from Parker High. Yes, Grambling folks, he went to Parker High, which is where Buck Buchanan went to school.
He closed so fast, I thought he had to be a defensive back, and he wasn't. He's the middle linebacker who's also an NFL caliber talent. His coaches tell us the run play up the middle is stacked by 2 or 3 purple shirts down there, as Alcorn trying to mount some resistance here as the ball now just inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Muhammad, I said, how does a guy like Solomon Muhammad from Birmingham, Alabama, Parker High, where all the Grambling legends have come from, go to Alcorn? They said, well, his mama was Miss Alcorn. So it runs in the family. So he knew he was going to Alcorn.
Mother and grandmother, I believe, both went to Alcorn. So he didn't have much of a choice here in the matter. And they are glad he came. Big third down play for Grambling to try to get some momentum back. Hickbottom has it knocked away, and he's just going to go down for safety all the way back at the 47-yard line. Terry Whittington was the one who I believe knocked it out initially.
I'm telling you, he is confused. He's not seeing the field well. If he throws his ball away, you kick a field goal, get back into the game instead, trying to do too much, switching the ball over to his left hand. And I told you, when I watch film, Terry Whittington stands out. He has a motor. Long arm, 6'5", 230 pounds, but he knows how to use leverage, and he comes up with a play to keep the Tigers out of field goal range.
And the punt to Hughes is back deep inside his 10, and that one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. 47-yard punt and no return. Whittington, talked about him all game long. What a day he has had so far in this game in one half.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you try to outrun a big gap leverage, he uses his long frame to track down the quarterback, disrupts the timing of this play with the recognition, then able to just chase down ball carriers in the backfield. Active guy, keeps it going. And I think this last play here, swats that ball away, takes the Grambling offense out of field goal position to keep points off the board. I like watching Terry Whittington play football.
Alcorn 23 unanswered points. And coming to the near side is Waller, and Waller lowers the boom on the defender coming up, Damian Prumaiti.
Yeah, this is the SWAC, right? They finish run. This is the home of Walter Payton. Finish the run. Didn't Walter Payton almost do that?
Yes,
right,
he did.
In the state of Mississippi.
Wow. And a good pickup of 7 yards on that first down run by Waller. And now we've got whistles. We have a false start. A preliminary indication against Alcorn. First penalty against the Braves so far in this contest, and we're at the 8:49 mark of the second quarter. And Alcorn rolling since trailing 13-0 in the first. The play fake and the slant pass over the middle. Radarius Anderson pulls that one in and is tackled immediately at the 35 by Prumaiti. First down.
Did nice timing, play fake, throws a nice strike. They're utilizing the middle of the field. We've seen Noah Johnson have success throwing the football with routes right in front of him, dig routes, crossing routes, slants. That's where they're attacking this Grambling secondary.
Noah Johnson, versatile. Haven't seen him keep it on the ground a whole lot so far in this game. But of course, very dangerous running the football as well as passing it. And after a slow start, really improved in that area. This is P.J. Simmons off the left side and stacked up. And is he still going? No whistle. And finally, a little extracurricular stuff going on out there after they stack him up.
And this is getting ugly. This is what Alcorn wants. They want you to come down here, beat you up, get physical. And it's getting real chippy down there on the field. I like one of the adjustments I've seen from Ryan Stanchek, the offensive coordinator for Alcorn. He snuck in a tight end / fullback. You know, we were questioning why not run it. So you take a look now in this formation they're coming up with. They got a tight end that's acting as a fullback in the backfield. Right here, he's a guy. And they can get him in pass protection as well as a run game.
Johnson running for his life, trying to buy some time, and does, but it's incomplete as he looked on the far side of the field for Charles Hughes.
Yeah, he's upset something there, but very animated. Just a subtle adjustment. Bring a guy in there, you can use your running game a little bit. He's going to find the fish. He's just looking for somebody to yell at. That's what offensive coordinators, when they're not in the booth, they're real animated down on the field.
So third down and 4. Johnson, quick swing out to P.J. Simmons, and Simmons drops that one before he's hit by Prumaiti, who came up from the cornerback spot.
And you'll see the defensive back, Prumaiti, see it quick. Would have been little or no gain even if the receiver held on to the football. And after giving up the run, Alcorn got away from running the football, didn't pick up the first down. Now they're punting.
Alcorn punting for the third time. Malik Rout standing back at his 20. Deep to receive this one off the foot of McCullough. High punt and a diving fair catch by Rout. And they'll spot it at the 23 where Grambling takes over 1st and 10. And we'll try very hard after the 34-yard punt to get some momentum back in this game again. 13-0 looked like it might be a blowout. I was talking to my colleague here about changing his power rankings and everything else, and then bam, a 60-yard kick return has turned the momentum on a dime.
And I'm going to give credit to Alcorn defensively as well. They changed up something schematically that Grambling wasn't ready for, so now good coaching staff will make the adjustment. I think they need to simplify the playbook for a little while to settle down their young quarterback.
Running that one right up the middle. This time is Kevin Dominique. Dominique, a freshman running back. Coach Fobbs very high on his abilities, coming in averaging 5.5 yards per carry.
And he's that guy that has the potential to be that Marquez Carter type guy, Mr. Excitement, the one that can hit the home run ball for you. They think he can be a special one for Grambling.
Hickbottom under pressure, and he gets it away, and somehow it fell in between players and was not intercepted. Creo Argue was a guy who had him around the legs but couldn't bring him down.
Came around the edge and just not able to bring him down in time. Good job by Hickbottom just getting rid of that football, avoiding the sack and keeping 3rd and short. You got to be able to run the football in this situation. Quarterback not seeing the field well. Have to challenge your offensive line.
Hickbottom going to pass under some pressure. Here comes Muhammad from behind, and
what a play!
He just stretches
the spot. What a play!
Stretches that 6'4" body out, and let's see where they spot it. Whether he'll have the first down.
I mean, we'll see. We said he doesn't run like Kincaid. Muhammad fast down him, down his neck, and come down to that spot, but looked like he saw the marker and reached for it. I think that's a first down. Good job by Hickbottom. We knew he wasn't seeing the field well, but showing the athleticism to pick up the first down.
Flags on the play, and we get a false start against the offense.
False start. Number 9 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still be first down.
Devon Lindsay, number 9 they call, from the receiver spot, moving a little early.
And that's a sight there that's a little bit different for Grambling fans. Now, with the departure of Eric Dooley, the offensive coordinator, former there, who's now at Prairie View, Broderick Fobbs, he along with Reggie Nelson, they're the offensive coordinators, so he's more involved in the offensive side of football, particularly the play calling.
And down goes Hickbottom. And there's our man again. He has had a monster first half, Terry Whittington.
He's just not going to stop. He is not going to stop. So you'll see Whittington here. This time he's coming from a stand-up position. He's going to find a way to find a lane in here. Not going to stop. Gets inside leverage. Boom. Knocks the quarterback down for a sack. One-on-one matchup problem right now for Grambling.
And that is a jarring hit delivered by Terry Whittington. Of course, Alcorn coming in here with a conference leading 28 sacks and FCS leading 28 sacks, and the floater coming out to the near side is caught, but the immediate tackle made for very little gain on second down. Coming up from his secondary position was LeSean Ely to make the stop on Raylon Richardson.
Time for the running back draw here in this situation. Maybe a little bubble screen outside. I wouldn't give Whittington the opportunity to do any more damage on the pass rush.
He has 9 tackles and 3 for loss in this game, and under pressure again is Hickbottom. Down he goes. That time Trey Farrell was in there to get another sack.
They're peeling back. So you see right here, they're just finding the matchups. And getting to the quarterback. See you at the quarterback. Nice stop and go. Get in the passing lane. Wow. DeMontre Jacobs never even laid a hand on Farrell.
High punt. Hughes is back. And he might have been interfered with. Yeah, he was hit before he was able to bring that one in.
They call for the fair catch. Didn't give enough room to make the catch, so that'll be, not only will Alcorn maintain possession of the football, but there'll also be a penalty assessed.
Looked like TJ Hawthorne might have been one of the guys down there a little bit early. 38-yard punt.
They're right there. He's got his hands on him before he even contact, wrapping him up too soon.
Check out The Undefeated for exclusive HBCU content. Click on the HBCU tab on theundefeated.com and check out Isaiah George's piece on Bowie State quarterback Amir Hall.
Amir Hall, last year's HBCU Player of the Year.
And here's Radarius Anderson on the quick wide receiver hitter. And tell you what, I saw him last year at the postseason award ceremonies. He looks like a quarterback the way he stands there.
Yeah, good size. And you take a look at the numbers. Leading Division II in passing this year. And completion percentages there. Career totals. Like we said, last year's Black College Football Player of the Year, trying to go back to back. But one thing about him, the expectations a little bit higher. They want to win in the playoffs. Bowie State, they've been knocking on the door. And they're close, but they need Hall to get them over the hump.
And the slant pattern, a nice go down and get it type catch. And a good effort that time by the wide receiver Juan Anthony. Anthony, a 6-foot redshirt freshman out of Woodville, Mississippi.
When is Grambling going to make the defensive adjustment and realize that Alcorn's just attacking the seams in the middle of the field with slant pattern? I mean, what throws have we seen Johnson connect on besides? They've been 85% slant patterns. They're keeping the throws right in front of them, and they're doing that by design.
And Waller trying to break tackles and dives, trying to get to the first down marker. I believe he did by the spot he's getting down at the 30-yard line. They will move the chains. That's first down yardage.
And a good second effort here by Waller. After the initial contact, leans, keeps going on the play, doesn't give up, and picks up the first down. Now when you're Alcorn, this is when you breathe. You breathe, you look at the situation. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. We have the ball. Great teams in halves well. You got a team down.
The previous play is under review.
And they're going to review the spot here.
But while they're looking at that, how many times have we seen a team not finish in the first half? You made a great comeback, but you end up not leave points on the board. And I think this is a situation for Alcorn where you want to make sure you're going into half up by no less than 10, possibly 17 or 13 if you can. Taking a look, I don't see the knee down.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's see. It's
I think the knee is down right there.
Yeah, well, I think that may still be enough to give him. Where was the initial marker? If he had to get to the 30, then I think the ball was clearly short.
Yeah, I think they'll spot it more like at the 31 and a half, based on where the knee is down and where the ball is when the knee hits here, which is more closer to the 32.
Well.
So unless something vastly different happens, I think they're going to respot this one and create a third down situation. I believe it would be.
That'd be fourth. That was third
down. That was third down.
So right. So let's see. He needs to get to the 31. You can see the marker there. So they're going to be a yard
about
short.
A yard short
on this.
31 and a half.
No more
maybe.
than a yard, half yard maybe.
Yep.
But so if they don't get it, we talk about closing out the half, you go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you go for it here. If they call you a half a yard short, you try to finish off this first half. It was a good job of pursuit by Brandon Wiggs, who Coach Fobbs and staff are happy to have back playing football for Grambling, missing the last 2 years of football.
If that fourth down is the result of this review, they're 4 for 8 on fourth down plays so far this season.
And that's good coaching there by Fred McNair. I've seen him grow into the position of head coach. While they're reviewing this, you go over to your offensive coordinator. Don't give me any surprises. If we're short, what play do you have you're going to run? And now he can think about this during this timeout to see, okay, he either likes it, doesn't like it, give me something else. So it's good to see him and Stanchek. They're going back and forth, and that's the conversation. You know, hey, what are we going to do? We've got to play. And this is what you game plan for all week. When you get in a situation as a coach, you go to your offensive coordinator, give me your best 2 short yardage plays.
Down before getting to the line to gain. It's going to be 4th down and 1 at the 32-yard line.
So they spotted all the way back to the 32. Well, now they're.
That's a little harsh. I thought it should have been a little 31.5 maybe, but.
So Alcorn has established the running game like Coach McNair likes to do.
I'm surprised they don't have P.J. Simmons, the senior, in the backfield compared to Deshaun Waller.
Waller, I don't think he made it. Stacked up by a host of black and white off the left side. And I think Grambling has made a stand on a key 4th down here late in the first half.
It'll come down to it. Shotgun's always tough, and just great penetration by Grambling defense. You see Percy Cargo right there in the line of scrimmage early. And I'm with you, Eric. I believe that he's short.
Cargo was in there. Brandon Varner in there. A lot of white shirts. I think he actually might have lost a few inches on this one.
A little surprised they're measuring this.
Yeah, you know you had to get to the 31 for the first down, so. And they're well short. So change of possession here after the big stop on defense by Grambling, and with 1:46 to go here in the first half, the Tigers have an opportunity to wrest momentum going into the break.
And we talk about finishing off the half, but when you've got this much room, why measure? You know, we're up in the press box and we could tell that he was short, but we talked about finishing the team off in the half. Now, what happens here if Graham was able to somehow put some points on the board? They would have been down and out if Alcorn could have increased their lead, but now the G-men have hope.
Hickbottom throws and has his man. His receiver is Devon Lindsay, and Lindsay up close to first down yardage before he is immediately brought down by Daylon Burks. So give him 9.5, or okay, are they moving the chain? They are moving the chains. Okay, so the clock will stop now at 1:35 for a second. And now we get it back rolling here as Grambling tries to mount something here to end the half. Hickbottom going deep. And right into and out of the hands of Javen Morrison, who was looking for interception number 2. Couldn't hold on to that one.
Hickbottom just throwing it up for grabs, and Morrison with another opportunity to make a huge play. Oh, wow, you got to come down with that one.
Raylon Richardson, his intended target, might have gotten a hand in there to bother Javen Morrison just a little bit. A swing out to the running back, and he gets it that time to Kevin Dominique.
And those are the type of throws I think they're going to have to utilize possibly in the second half, until Hickbottom can settle down a little bit and get his confidence back throwing the football. But they are definitely having some pass protection issues up front for Grambling, as we're starting to see Farrell and Whittington wreak havoc on this offensive line from Grambling.
Big third down. Grambling has 1 timeout remaining. And a little swing on the near side, and being stopped well short that time after getting the swing pass was Kevin Dominique. Quinterio Cole came up from the free safety spot.
Cole makes the tackle, but give credit to the cornerback here. Watch, once they recognize this is the screen pass, you got to get by that guy. Make him cut inside into a headache. And that was number 41 with a great job of forcing the play back to the inside. Jalen Thomas, the senior from Cleveland, Mississippi. And that's that team football. He knew he wasn't going to make the tackle, but he had to get that play to go back on the inside so the defense could come up and make the stop short of the first down.
Grambling takes its final timeout to try to discuss what to do here on 4th down. And Hickbottom on the sideline there as both teams discuss things. Coming up at the half, we'll have a feature on Colorado's Laviska Shenault and Gimme 5, one of my favorite segments with my colleague here, and the top HBCU storylines, and of course highlights of what has been a momentous first half in terms of Grambling having it all in the first quarter and Alcorn having it since, after a 60-yard kickoff return by Javen Morrison really just seemed to spark the Braves and woke them up, and it has been all Alcorn ever since. And I agree with this move here, punted away with the last minute. LaShawn Ely standing at his 12-yard line, now moving up to about the 15. And now we have another delay on the field as the officials talk things over.
Offside on the offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty. He'll be 4th down.
So they give their kicker a little better angle with the offside penalty.
A rugby-style kicker, so could be a line drive punt. And I'm thinking if I can field this cleanly, get a running start, Alcorn would be wise to set up.
Another whistle. Garrett Urban there, punter.
And give him 5 yards back.
Offside. Defense number 40, unabated. 5-yard penalty, still be 4th down.
Trey Farrell unabated, offside that time, so tit for tat, as they say. One offside penalty exchanged for another, so the ball back at the original spot on 4th down at the 49, and Garrett Urban should strike this one from about his 35. The Aussie style side winding kick will roll dead inside the 10, and with the final 45 seconds to go, Alcorn probably likely to just run it out here.
Take a knee and go into halftime up by 10. You know, the goal was, when we called them out at the 2-minute mark, to go in at the very least up by double digits. They've done that. Missed an opportunity, I thought, to put some more points on the board, but I think it's a good job by this Alcorn State team. They showed some resolve. Grambling came out there, gave them their best shot early, jumped out to that 13-0 lead you talked about. And the Braves have responded mightily. 23 uncontested points.
Grambling out of timeouts here in the first half, and they'll give it up the middle. And that was P.J. Simmons on the run. And we might get one more playoff here before halftime.
Yeah, the coaches are looking like, do we have to take another play? Do we not? They're so close between the game clock and the stadium clock. And like, you're better off probably just taking a snap and taking a knee to be close, but
literally half a tick.
Look at our screen, it's close.
All right, all the coaches say, let's get out of here. No penalty, we hope.
Yeah, the officials, good job, officials, not flagging that one.
Halftime festivities about to begin here at Spinks Chasm Stadium in Norman, Mississippi. Alcorn State has scored 23 in a row. They lead Grambling State 23-13 at the half. It all turned on that Javen Morrison 60-yard kickoff return to really spark the Braves, who looked sluggish there early in the first quarter. These two rivals have a whole half of football left. We got halftime festivities coming up.
There's insurance too.
The walls seem a bit thin.
It's a great building. You'll love it here.
We have mixers every Thursday.
Geico.
Halftime festivities here at Spinks Chasm Stadium. The world-famed Tiger Marching Band entertaining the crowd
world
here.
Fame,
World Fame. You got to
fame.
call them World Fame as halftime festivities continuing. Eric Clemens along with Jay Walker here in the booth. And Alcorn State really turning things around to take a 10-point lead in the halftime locker room. But forget about all that. We got highlights and all that stuff coming up later. It's time for one of my favorite parts. Every time I'm with them, I look forward to this. It's time for Give It 5.
Not one, not two, not three, not four. How about the 5? But always take you back down memory lane, let you know the guy you're listening to once upon a time could throw. But how about this? Top storylines so far this year of the HBCU football season. I'm going to say number 5, Morehouse is rising. 6-1 start for the boys representing the AUC. Coach Rich Freeman has the Maroon Tigers doing a good job. That ain't Coach Rich, by the way, but a good football team down there. Good to see good football being played down in Atlanta. Number 4, Southern University. Who are they?
Yeah, we saw them a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't much.
Are they the team that got thrashed 24-3 at their homecoming in Baton Rouge? Or are they the team that thrashed Prairie View A&M 38-0? I don't know. Southern's going to have a lot to say on how this football season turns out. 3, Willie, the Wild Wild West of the SWAC. Eric Dooley, first-year coach. You've got the Panthers in position to strike. You beat Grambling, but you lost to Southern. Grambling saying they're not done yet. It's the Wild Wild West in the SWAC western part of the conference. So we got so many things going on. And number 2, I think the biggest storyline could be what's going on with A&T. I mean, they were the pride and joy of HBCU football for the past 3 or 4 years. They've got 2 losses this year, surprising fashion, losing to Morgan State and also getting beat by the number 1 team, the number 1 storyline right now, and that's Florida A&M. The Millennium has started down in Tallahassee. First-year head coach Willie Simmons has the Rattlers doing like they like to say down there in Tallahassee. They strike, and they strike again. FAMU, number 1 team in HBCU football right now, with an opportunity to go to that Celebration Bowl at stake. And on the bubble, some of the Player of the Year candidates, I would say Kayla Newton, Howard University quarterback, along with Dewanye Tucker. Dewanye Tucker, running back for Prairie View A&M, number 2 in all of FCS in rushing yards.
And we have a team that ranks highly in FCS and sacks, and we saw Alcorn State's defense get a couple of those late in the half. Alcorn State up by 10. Halftime festivities continue in just a moment.
Choose my channel packs to watch without a box, even live sports. It's TV made just for me. And a little crisp.
Click, call, or visit today.
We are back at Spinks Chasm Stadium in Norman, Mississippi. Alcorn State scoring 23 unanswered to lead Grambling as we get ready to start the third quarter. And first half, really a tale of 2 quarters, especially turned on the play of a special team. But let's take a look at some of the first half highlights, Jack.
Yeah, after Grambling came out, jumped out to a 13-0 lead on the ensuing kickoff, Alcorn got that spark you needed from Javen Morrison with a fantastic return. Good decision by Noah Johnson on the pitch to give them the touchdown, and that really got them going. They got the crowd involved. The defense woke up, started creating turnovers like they do with this very aggressive defense in front. They capped it off. Noah Johnson able to find Blair in the end zone.
And then the pick 6, that man again, Javen Morrison, thrown right to him, and he's got nothing but real estate in front of him on the 34-yard return. Alcorn, especially late in the first and into the second quarter in this one.
And that pick 6 is a game changer. I think we still haven't seen Hickbottom recover from that one, and he's going to have to find a way to pick it up. Most of those passing yards accumulated in the first quarter by Grambling after the pick 6 seemed a little bit rattled. We'll see if he can settle down and give his team an opportunity to get back in this game.
Second half underway, a line drive kick and out of the back of the end zone. So Alcorn will take over 1st and 10 after the touchback on its 25-yard line. And they are 10-0 over the last 2 years when leading at the break. Grambling 0-3 so far this year when trailing at halftime.
So if it all plays out, game's over.
Well, you almost thought that when we saw the first quarter, but boy, did Alcorn turn things around. Let's see how things transpire here in the second half. 30 minutes of football to go here on ESPN. And on the first down play, a big hole opening up for Waller off the near side as he bounced it outside, picked up good yardage, and got it all the way out across the 35-yard line before Joseph McWilliams brought him down and pick up a 12.
And Waller, the junior college transfer, starting to make an impact on this program for the past decade or so. I say it's been running back by committee here at Alcorn, except for when they had Delance Turner, who established that he was too good to come off the field, now plays in the NFL for the Ravens. But the combination of Waller and Simmons, pretty effective running the football for the Braves.
Another slant pattern, this time Blair makes the catch and is pulled down. Blair has been a target in that slant pattern all game long.
And then we talk about Delance Turner, one of the best to do it here in Mississippi for Alcorn. Do everything back, could run, could block, could catch, and everybody's proud of him from the HBCU world, making the roster for the Baltimore Ravens as an undrafted free agent. Congratulations to Delance Turner. Everybody's pulling for you.
On the practice squad the first week, and then week 2 called up to the regular squad. Here's Johnson on the keeper, will slide down safely. And I think they'll give him the first down at the 48-yard line after pickup of 5.
Good decision there, calling his own number. That's what Noah Johnson can do well. He's nifty with the football, can distribute the ball, throws well, can run well.
Johnson throwing far side, man wide open, has the catch.
That's
I
Charlie,
believe that
man.
is Hughes.
That's old man Charlie.
Old man Charlie.
I've been calling his name for 6 years, man. That's old man Charlie. Not Charles Hughes, Charlie. When he stops playing football, he'll become Charles to me, but the senior.
Little swing pass. Blair is met, fumbled the football, and he jumps back on top of it. The only question there, will they rule it a catch and a fumble or an incomplete pass?
But I definitely think it's worth taking a look at, considering it was 2nd and short at the time. He reacted as if he caught that football, but it was a bang-bang throw, trying to catch them off. That's a catch and a fumble. That's a good job by Fountain.
I thought he didn't really have control. I think he's losing it right here, and it's coming out. So I think it's going to be ruled incomplete.
Okay.
No, apparently they're
going to take a look at it.
They're going to take another look.
Seems like he's got the catch. He's trying to adjust it, and it's just a good job by Fontenot of pulling him away from the football.
But I think as he's trying to adjust it, he's losing it, and that's not in control. And I think that might be the ruling. But we'll see. They're going to review it, have a look at it. I don't know if we got a great angle on it. The ruling on the field is catch and fumble that he recovers.
So taking a look at where the catch is made, if it were to be made, that's be on the 48-yard line probably.
48. Now he goes back into his own territory at his 47 to scoop up what could be the fumble.
This is the part that's all, you have to interpret it. Me and you, we're not seeing eye on this one. I think he caught the ball, was trying to make a cut, and it was just a great play by Fontenot to break it up.
And another question, Adam, our producer is asking, is it a lateral even? Doesn't matter really anyway. He recovered the loose ball, but if it's a lateral,
that's close. But now I can kind of see what you're saying about it. Doesn't look like he caught it cleanly, and it should be an incomplete pass.
I mean, and it's funny. I made that statement. I made it as boldly as I could, but when I saw it again, it made me backpedal a little bit. It looked like he had caught it and tried to make a football move. But
the last angle kind of that we saw from the game you showed that during the transfer, I don't think he caught that football.
Right.
But
scholarly pursuit.
After review, it was an incomplete pass. Be 3rd down and 10.
The Eric Clemens, you showed me the lights.
Okay.
I started to look at it.
That's pretty rare. I'm usually wrong.
That's true.
And see, I give him rope to try to, give me a compliment, pat me on the back. He doesn't. He just goes right for the jugular. Now, that's okay, my friend.
Now, if it's incomplete forward pass, I believe, what was the down distance? It was 2nd and short, so they got to move this ball
Yeah,
up.
they got to move it back to the original line.
I remember it being somewhere around the 45-yard line, maybe.
Yeah, I remembered it being around, definitely into Grambling territory, I thought. This spot here, based on the catch and fumble ruling, it should be 3rd down and short here. Should be 3rd and 1.
And, I'm just going to say this doesn't take this long. Once you review it's all incomplete pass, let's go ahead, spot the ball, play football. Now, this right here, I like instant replay when they get it right. Let's get it right. But don't slow down the game to a crawl. There's an incomplete pass. Find out where it is. They have the ability to tell you down and distance. But now you're slowing down everything. And I think in particular for the home team, this hurts the home team when Alcorn gets the crowd into it and the band's rocking and everybody's stepping and the hills going.
And talk about a change in atmosphere. You and I were sitting here in the first quarter when it was 13-0 Grambling, and you could hear pin drop. You couldn't hear anything. And now there's that constant buzz in the air. We're on the Alcorn side of the field here at Spinks Chasm Stadium. Everybody's talking, everybody's ready, and all the momentum is shut right down now with this big delay.
Yeah. And we see right there on the top there. So let's take a look. I'm looking over here. So I'm going to mark the ball somewhere right there. It's
incomplete pass comes back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. 3rd 1.5, almost 2 yards. I want to play some football. I'm going to call the game. Let's go.
Clap at our hands here. Let's do it. But I guess they're going to make doubly sure they're getting it right.
Hey, what time is the flight tonight? You're not making it.
No. Unless maybe I go to the Natchez back. No.
I'm not taking
no flight tonight.
No.
Third down and closer to 2.
Could have told you that about 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes of my life we won't get back. But
we have had quite a delay with the eventually ruled incomplete swing pass. And of course the call could be very favorable for Alcorn. And Simmons up the middle, gets inside the 35-yard line on a nice gain on 3rd and short. A blast right up the middle for P.J. Simmons, and the Braves keep moving it.
There are no substitution changes, so they're going to go right back to Simmons. And one thing I like about P.J. Simmons, I said earlier, he's going to run the ball to the right hole. Great vision for a runner. He finds the open spot more often than not.
Now Alcorn changing that tempo again, going with the hurry up for those first couple of plays we saw. And that play, that run by Simmons up the middle, picked up 1. The one previous picked up 14 and another first down. Now they slow things down a bit, keeping Grambling off balance a little bit with the pace of their play on offense. Here's Johnson. And that one almost intercepted as he was looking for yet another slant pattern.
And I like that when Joseph McWilliams jumped the route. And that's what you have to do. They want to run the slant route. You bait him into it. Then once you see him release, come up underneath it. I think that was a good job by Johnson, pulling the throw high, realizing that McWilliams made a jump on the ball.
I mean, we have seen him throw quite a few of the similar patterns in this game, so I have a feeling they better change things up on the Alcorn side. And there's a sideline pass, incomplete, first down yardage and then some. And that is the receiver, Dayal Harris. And Harris moves the chains once again as he is wide open on the far side for 17.
And that's the adjustment. You've been setting them up with the slant route, everything inside. How open was he on that out route there? Nice route by Harris, and easy throw from Noah Johnson.
And now both Waller and P.J. Simmons split on either side of Noah Johnson. Now Waller in motion. And here's Simmons, and Simmons stacked up for a loss. The first guy to greet him back there was DeAndre Hogues, coming up from the outside linebacker position. And Simmons looked like he took exception to something after the loss to 3.
And I'm thinking the same thing, down in the truck, talking to the guys in the truck. We haven't called out of Christmas. It's not Christmas time around here yet, is it? Christmas, Darius Christmas, the SWAC Defensive Player of the Year inside backer number 5. He's in the game, but hasn't had an impact on this game just yet. And see if the senior can create some havoc.
Johnson going for it all. He's open and in the end zone. And it hung up a little bit too long, it looked like, for Blair. We do have a flag down in the area of the Grambling backfield. Keenan Fontenot was there on the coverage.
Hold it. 75 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Should be second down.
Darius Davis, number 75, right guard, is guilty of the hold. Chris Blair says I was open, but it wouldn't have counted anyway with the hold.
And Coach Fobbs and Grambling, they dodged a bullet because Blair was 3 or 4 yards behind the closest defensive back. We talked about Darius Christmas in this game so far. 1 tackle. Got to find a way to make an impact.
The outside throw is a little bit behind the intended target on the far side of the field. Once again, it was Dayal Harris off his hands and incomplete, just 1 tackle. And Christmas, of course, one of the leading tacklers on this defense and a leading sack master with 3.5 coming in the game, along with 2 picks.
And what's interesting, you look at the numbers, they don't wow you, but if you consider that he shares time since he's been playing in Grambling, they've always rotated that inside linebacker position between he and Malcolm Williams. Williams is a good player, but not quite the player that Christmas is. And this is the very first time that Christmas gets to play in front of his family. He's from Vicksburg, Mississippi, right down the road.
On 3rd and 25, Johnson running for his life and gets rid of it. It's picked. Keenan Fontenot spins across midfield and down into Alcorn territory after the pick.
The G-men continue to stick around and have some life. It was a great job by Johnson of escaping the pressure from DeAndre Hogues, 47 in full pursuit. Johnson gets outside of him but makes an ill-advised throw. I don't know if he even saw Fontenot. Stops, comes back, and makes the interception. And a nice return. And maybe this defensive play that Grambling needed to give them a little bit of a spark.
First Alcorn turnover of the game. Grambling has had 2. And now great field position in Braves territory. And the run play to Kevin Dominique off the right side. Very short gain. Picked up maybe 2. Hickbottom stepping up in the pocket, now has to run for his life. Hit from behind, loses the ball, but fortunately a teammate is right there to make the recovery of the fumble. There is that man, Terry Whittington, again, knocking it loose. Fortunately for Grambling, Khalif Salmon came up with the loose ball.
And, you know, they're just attacking the pocket all the time. You see Whittington not giving up. Makes the tackle on the hip and the football. And what a game that we've seen from Terry Whittington, the junior from Cooper City, Florida.
And we have a timeout on the field. It'll set up a 3rd and 5. And Grambling takes a timeout on the field. We'll take a break. Alcorn State leading by 10. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by McDonald's. Alcorn State and Grambling here in the 3rd quarter. And Alden Clark, the backup quarterback, a 6'3", 210-pound redshirt freshman out of New Orleans, replaces Hickbottom, who might have been shaken up after that hit, and a quick slant pattern of their own. And he has his receiver, Quentin Geis, and Geis fights for extra yardage down to just short of the 30-yard line.
And Clark's an interesting story. Started off at Arkansas State, redshirted there, came here to Grambling as a freshman, was the starting quarterback to start the year in the quarterback battle with Hickbottom. Has all the physical tools, but it just didn't equate to on the playing field. Early on, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but physically they think he's a guy that can be a special player. And now maybe being thrown in this game in an adverse situation, maybe he can start playing that high-level football they wanted him to play with all the anticipations coming into Grambling.
Kevin Dominique on the first down run, picked up 2. And it'll be 2nd down. And during the break, we talked a little bit about Clark's unusual throwing motion, which you, Mr. Quarterback, will examine as we continue in this game if he continues to play. And a little mix-up in the exchange. I don't know who still has it, but they are stacked up for a loss of a couple, as that was almost fumbled away. He tried to give the exchange to Kevin Dominique, but I don't know who actually wound up with the football.
And that's what happened. You have the backup quarterback in there, timing not quite right. He doesn't field it cleanly and disrupts the play. And Grambling fortunate to maintain possession of the football.
Big 3rd down play for the young quarterback, replacing another youngster in Hickbottom. Here's Clark running for his life, and he is caught and brought down at the 35-yard line. Another sack for that Alcorn State defense.
And they're doing this 3-man rush, 3-4-man rush. They're just getting one-on-one matchups. Outside, you see Whittington coming from the right. There you saw Shippey, who's another one of my impact players, by the way. That I picked. Shippey coming penetration up the middle, and Whittington in the speed, and Grambling struggling to protect the pocket, regardless of who the quarterback is.
4th sack of the day for Alcorn. This will be a 52-yard field goal attempt by Orozco, and back deep, of course, is Javen Morrison in his own end zone. And now we got a timeout for Grambling, as Orozco has not attempted a field goal of 50-plus yards this year. He has a strong leg, but has not attempted one from that distance. In warm-ups, we were taking a look at him, and he was seeming to hit him from about 42 to 45 yards. Let's see what he'll do this time. Our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup has Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham Jr., and the Giants in Hotlanta to take on Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, and the Falcons. 8:15 Eastern Time, 5:15 Pacific, right here on ESPN. Also simulcast on ESPN2 in Spanish and available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6.
I'd be careful on this field goal try. They've got Javen Morrison back deep in the end zone for a potential return if this doesn't get to the end zone.
Orozco, 14 points shy of Grambling's all-time scoring record. And plenty of leg on that one. It is good. Why hasn't he attempted more? That one would have been good from 57. Orozco, a 52-yard field goal, is first from over 50 on the season. And Grambling snaps the scoreless streak. It's now 23-16.
1,000 parts.
Let's take a look at tonight's Bringing the Flavor, brought to you by McDonald's.
How about Alcorn taking on Grambling State University right here at the reservation, baby?
All right, back here at Spinks Cassim Stadium on the campus of Alcorn State. Orozco's career long before that 52-yarder had been 48. But he banged that one through. And now the kickoff coming down to Javen Morrison, who will let it go through the end zone for a touchback. And the ball will be brought out for Alcorn, 1st and 10 at its own 25-yard line. So Grambling, after going out 13-0 in the first quarter, watched Alcorn State score 23 straight before finally snapping the doldrums a little bit with the long field goal by Mark Orozco. And they get it to within a one-possession game at 23-16, more than midway through the third quarter. Alcorn starting with a 3 wide receiver set, all of them to the right of Noah Johnson. And here's Deshaun Waller, and Waller with a nice spin move gets it out across the 30 to the 33. And he has been running the ball so well of late, they've had to find a way to get him into the lineup despite the excellence of P.J. Simmons. Waller again, a career high 214 yards a couple of weeks ago against Alabama State. That play won't count. We had whistles beforehand because of a flag.
False start.
We got a false start penalty against Alcorn.
And I'm going to go back to Alcorn came and took control of this game, but they didn't put Grambling away. Had an opportunity before the end of the half to put them away. Had the ball to start the second half, and they just haven't been able to, and they missed on a 4th and 1 stop short. And Grambling's just down by a touchdown when I thought the Braves had opportunities to really cinch this game. And now it's still up clearly very much in the air. Wow.
And Johnson, boy, that's called not looking it into your hands. Let's take another look at that 4th and 1. Rodarius Anderson on that drop of that 4th and 1.
They've got him on the ropes up by 10 with a chance to increase the lead, and they go for it on 4th and 1. Grambling makes a stop, and then things like this start to happen. Drop pass from Anderson, and now I think they need to pick up this 3rd down, or else Grambling with a little momentum, different quarterback in there, trying to get momentum back on their side.
Anderson coming in this game averaging a whopping 22.5 yards a catch. Wishes he had that one back. 3rd down. Johnson brought down in the backfield, and Grambling gets a sack. This time it's Malcolm Williams, the middle linebacker, one of the first ones to get to him.
And we talked about Williams, how he shares time with Darius Christmas, and you'll see him coming on that Mike linebacker blitz. Poor job up front by Darius Davis, the right guard, number 75. You got to get that guy out of there. Protect your quarterback. Instead, it's a sack, and Grambling looking to get the football back with pretty good field position.
Corey McCullough will strike this one from about his 10. And that one does not get a favorable Alcorn bounce. It'll be in Braves territory. Grambling will take over in great field position when we come back.
Download the American app, and the best in entertainment travels with you.
After only a 19-yard punt, Grambling taking over, down by a score. 23-16 here in the third quarter, and good field position. Hickbottom back in at quarterback, and hello, Mr. Terry Whittington, another sack for Alcorn. And Whittington has been all over it today.
Right here. Straight line to the quarterback. Where's the resistance? Show me where's the resistance. You know he's going to hit you with a speed rush. Straight line to the quarterback. That's not on Hickbottom. That's not on Hickbottom at all. Nowhere to go with the football. They just have to do a better job of protecting the pocket. Continuous theme throughout this ball game.
Fifth Alcorn State sack of the game. They came in with the FCS leading 28. Hickbottom in trouble again. Has to throw that one away. And they are having a field day making a run at the Grambling quarterbacks.
They're just going for it. And like we said earlier, they're not disguising it. They're not bringing in 5-man overloads to one side. They are just lining up mano a mano. Our 3 to 4 defensive linemen will get to the quarterback.
Hickbottom took a shot on the lower left hip.
Let's look at this. That's just a 4-man rush. Nothing fancy, and watch him still get to the quarterback. Get him out the pocket.
Snaps up and fires. Has his man down the middle of the field. Inside the 30-yard line is Devontae Davis. And Davis keeps the chains moving on a big third down conversion.
And that's what can happen. You have a clean pocket. Give Hickbottom credit. Keeps his eyes downfield, recognizes the coverage. They finally protect long enough for him to be effective, and he delivers a strike.
21-yard gain by Devontae Davis. And keeps the chains moving and keeps Grambling within striking distance here. Little swing pass, had to get it over an on-rushing defender. And got it outside to Lindamian Brooks. And Brooks picked up about 2. They give him 3. 2nd down and 7 on the play on that little swing pass. And I tell you, Hickbottom had to really adjust that throw because the defender was coming right between the ball and his intended receiver. Didn't quite get to it because of the nice lob. Here's Hickbottom again, stepping up, in trouble. Now he's got a lot of room to run. Hickbottom, touchdown!
You go, boy. If the line doesn't want to do it, get out the way. Move, get out the way, and watch Jeremy Hickbottom show you flashes of Devontae Kincaid-like athleticism.
23 yards on the touchdown run, and it's like, whoops, wait a minute, I got a lot of room.
You know, Whittington's going to make you leave the pocket, goes back against the grain, sees the end zone. He's not going to leave it up to chance. Finish off the run. Good job by Hickbottom. Fantastic individual effort.
His 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And here's Orozco, who had a career-long 52-yard field goal earlier to get him within striking distance. And now we are all tied up with 3:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter as Grambling has scored 10 unanswered.
This is a great individual effort. You see him making bodies miss and finishing off the run, what you got to do, and knowing where the end zone is. He's going to leap, sacrifice his body for the score. When I see quarterbacks leaping into the end zone down here at the reservation, you know where I'm going with this one. There's only one. Oh, yeah. Air McNair with the ability to throw it. You see, he made the fans, gave him a lot to talk about. Here's what I like. That 16,823 yards, that's still 20-something years later with the spread offense and all that, that's still the most all-time on the FCS level. Air McNair did it all. They need to name something for him around here. A little surprised, but let's start off by getting him into the College Football Hall of Fame. He's on the ballot this year. It'd be quite a sight to see Air go where he belongs.
I remember watching college football coverage just to see what he would do. He became a story as to how much offense he would put up in an Alcorn State game. And, of course, the older brother, the first Air McNair, Fred, head coach here at Alcorn. And he's trying to figure out a way for his team to get some momentum back as we are now tied here late in the 3rd quarter.
And Fred McNair, he could do it. He was a good one, but I was going back looking at some of the statistics from Steve McNair. In one season, responsible for 5,700 yards. That's throwing for like almost 4,500 and rushing for another 1,000. How do you do that?
He was something, quite an athlete. That last drive, 5 plays of 47 yards, ending with the Hickbottom run. Speaking of the running ability.
Look at the people he would make miss in the shake keep the ball out there, then know where the end zone is. You got to finish the runs off. What do we talk about? Get across that goal line. Missed a little shimmy there at the end. That was kind of the highlight for me.
Here's that strange formation again, where now the tackles will move from the wide receiver spot back to the traditional spot for offensive tackles, and the little swing this time out to Waller. And Waller has first down yardage before he's forced out of bounds. They're going to mark him right at the sticks. Looked like he'd gotten well beyond, so they might have to measure this one. No, I think they're going to move the sticks this time. It'll be a first down, ball spotted at the 35-yard line. So we said at the open we were going to have a good one, and we got one. 23-23. As strange as it has been as far as momentum for both teams is concerned, Waller up the middle gets out to the 37.
And I think that both teams realize a sense of urgency. And I don't think either one of these teams can afford to lose this football game. Grambling can't afford to lose 2 games on their side of the conference, and Alcorn had their own destiny in their hand, but with that loss at Alabama State, they can't afford to slip up either.
Again, Alcorn picking up the pace a little bit and then finally slowing things down as Johnson got a signal from the sideline. Here's Waller, a reverse spin, gets out across the 40 to the 42. And that'll set up third down and about 3.
I'm talking about the urgency here. Third down and 3. And the way we're seeing Grambling showing some signs of life, you want to hold on to the football. This is one of those, another situation in the game where it's a crucial third down. Conversion is going to be a key. What do they go with? They've been trying to do slants all day long.
And here's another one, and that one almost intercepted as it's knocked down by DeAndre Hogues. And he's not this time.
Trying to run another slant route. Same thing they've been going to. They're trying to do the slant. Again, good job by Hogues. He recognizes it. Leave your feet, get your hands in the air. Pretty good coverage on that as well. So I think Grambling defensively has made the adjustment on the slant patterns from Alcorn State. Now Grambling with opportunity to get the football back and try and regain the lead.
Corey McCullough going to punt this one, and Malik Rout is deep at his 27. McCullough high kick, and Rout catches it and goes down immediately right there on the spot at the 16-yard line. 43-yard punt, absolutely no return, but Grambling with all the momentum now takes over once again.
And everything we talk about that's at stake. I mean, the key is the Celebration Bowl. So, you know, we're here with that Celebration Bowl being on the line. It's a lot of money. That's that $1 million that you're talking about. And Alcorn wants to go back there. You know, talked to their athletic director before the game, Derek Horn, and he said we need to get back to that Celebration Bowl. Goes a long way. And in the East, Alabama State, if they went out, they control their own destiny because they beat Alcorn. And Jackson State, keep in mind about Jackson State, they play Alabama State still and Alcorn. So JSU may have a little something to say about what's going to take place in the SWAC championship.
Hickbottom on the keeper, plenty of room. Hickbottom ahead of the pack and finally brought down from behind, crossing midfield almost to the 40-yard line of Alcorn.
Gutsy performance by Jeremy Hickbottom in this football game. He's been getting hit and beat up by this defense all day, but he's taken a hit and he's kept on ticking, as they used to say in the commercial. Good job calling his own number and becoming that dual threat quarterback that they were so used to having with Devontae Kincaid at Grambling.
46 yards on the run by the Grambling quarterback, and now the give off the near side this time. And it is to the running back who started the contest for Grambling, Jontavius Robinson, who goes off the right side for 3.
And they're giving him a dose of their own medicine. This is not the traditional Grambling State offense, but they're going with a little bit of what Alcorn normally does, that run-pass option, that zone read. Seems like they've caught Alcorn not expecting to see this look.
Quick swing out to the far side. And, oh, man, did Geis almost have nothing but real estate in front of him, but he ran out of room and went out of bounds inside the 25 at the 23-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it.
Just a simple throw. If they're going to pass the ball, they're going to keep it simple and short so Hickbottom can get rid of the football and give it to those athletes on the outside to make some blocks.
Now that buzzing Alcorn home crowd, a little bit quiet again, a little bit worried they should be as we go into the final seconds here of the third quarter. And they've watched Grambling State score 10 straight points and trying to add to that. First down run is stopped for no gain. And that'll likely be the final play here in the third quarter. And that is the final play of the third quarter. Grambling with all the momentum right now, trying to add to 10 straight points as we enter the fourth.
What do you think?
The next stop on the Formula One circuit is Austin, Texas for the U.S. Grand Prix. 4 races to go. Lewis Hamilton could clinch his 5th title if he can outscore Sebastian Vettel by 8 points. Tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern on ABC and streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Starting the fourth quarter, Grambling trying to continue its momentum. Here's Hickbottom keeping it. Trying to get to the outside. Nice move on the sideline. And he picks up big yardage inside the 15 all the way down to the 10. And they'll move the chains once again. Whittington might have saved a touchdown.
Yeah, you see here showing some niftiness, able to change directions. And once again, Terry Whittington with that motor keeps Grambling out of the end zone.
Hickbottom picks up 15. We talked to Coach Fobbs. He said, I don't want to run the quarterback that much, but boy, he has been one of their best weapons running the football so far here in the second half. Quick swing to the far side. Not much room right now for his target, Khalif Salmon. And Salmon is brought down for a nice loss on the play. Terry Whittington been everywhere in this game. One of those who hit him.
I mean, even on bubble screens. I mean, that's what you like for Whittington. You talk about having that engine. Bubble screen away from you. He's still running down the line to take away the potential cutback. Whittington's done a fantastic job playing this football game, but my hat's off to Hickbottom. This young man has been hit, but he's kept on going, showing some athleticism, hanging in there with an offensive line he can't protect. But in this past situation, let's see if they can give him some protection.
Hickbottom under heavy pressure, and down he goes. Another sack for the Alcorn defense as they go on an all-out blitz, and B.J. Hollis was the first one to get to him, I believe, unofficially at sack number 6.
Yeah, but he should be accounted for. I mean, you know, DeMontre Jacobs just gave him an Ole block. You know, led him right to the quarterback, and discouraging when you can't drop back to pass, and there's always pressure every single pass play.
Make it official. 6 sacks now for Alcorn. Came into the game with an FCS leading 28 for that defense.
And they're probably going to dial up another blitz here. Even though it's 3rd and long, try and get the sack, get him out of field goal range.
This is definitely within Orozco's field goal range, and we have a flag on the play. Delay a game against Grambling. You don't need that one in this particular situation.
And keep in mind, when they kicked the 52-yard field goal, it was going the opposite direction with the wind, so a little bit tougher now.
Yeah, we saw Roscoe pregame, and he wasn't hitting them from too much outside of the point where the field goal would be from now. In fact, even inside of that, 45 yards and in. And he's getting a little trouble there against the wind. Hickbottom, little screen set up, and he has Robinson. And Robinson fighting for as much yardage as he can get before he's brought down by the middle linebacker Muhammad. And this will set up a 4th down and a potential field goal effort from Mark Orozco. And it looks like Orozco will attempt this one from 40 yards out. He was 0 for 2 in this distance coming into the game, but we just saw him a few moments ago. He had a career high 52-yard. And it is good. Mark Orozco, the high knuckler, has enough to get through. And Grambling, how about Grambling? 13 straight points, and the Tigers lead it by 3 here in the fourth.
Flo's Filet for a limited time 14-ounce Delmonico. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Mark Orozco with the field goal. Grambling back up on top. You just joined us. Grambling got out to a rousing 13-0 lead. Watched Alcorn State score the next 23 points. And now Grambling has responded with 13 unanswered here in the second half. And the Tigers are up by 3. And because of this man, Mark Orozco, who's going to kick it deep. Hughes and Morrison, or Waller, I should say, and Morrison are back deep.
You almost feel like Alcorn needs another spark to get them going again. It was the kickoff return by Morrison that started the rally. They've lost momentum. Can he do it again?
Roscoe against the wind, high short kick, and it's taken on the far side by Waller, who's dragged down maybe by a face mask as a flag comes flying in there at the 24-yard line. We'll see how the officials sort it out.
During the return, blocking the back, number 53 of the return team, 10-yard penalty, be first down.
Okay, it wasn't a face mask, a block in the back against the return team. Alcorn and HBCU band rankings released earlier this week on the undefeated, and Bethune-Cookman holding the top spot.
Man, now these are not Jay's rankings.
Right.
So we always say that. I don't agree with that one.
Okay.
A&T's good. They're not that good. The much improved band. Jackson State. I mean, where's this Alcorn band? This Alcorn band is really good. I've seen them a couple times this year. And then Southern, I still saying Southern's too low.
Alcorn State needs a good drive to try to get some momentum back, going deep for it all. Has a man behind the defense, and Rodarius Anderson tried to adjust to that one and couldn't quite come up with the catch.
And Anderson, in watching him, just, I don't know if it's just today, but he's not a great receiver. He's got great size. He can run, but locating the ball, making a difficult catch, haven't seen him do that. That's a tough catch, but you make it. You're in the game right here. You're trying to keep your season alive for postseason opportunities. You have to make that catch.
And Johnson on the keeper. We haven't seen him tuck it in and run with it much in this game, but he picks up good yardage on that one, picked up 15 and got a first down. And I'm guessing seeing his opposing quarterback do so much damage running the football. Wait a minute, I'm the leading rusher on this team coming in terms of yards. And picks up 15 on that one.
Be careful. Watch for Alcorn. They're sneaking that tight end in the backfield again. Kind of hiding them behind the guard, the tackle. That's normally when they like to run the football.
And that time P.J. Simmons is met by Divine Martin after a very short gain on first down. Plenty of time to go in this one as we approach the 11-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. I should say in regulation. 3 points separates our two foes in this one. And again, as you pointed out, Jay, a must win for both teams. They have realistic hopes at the Celebration Bowl. There's a swing pass, and met immediately on the far side, but still on his feet is Dayal Harris. Harris, a good effort just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Brandon Wiggs brought him down along with Damian Krumaiti.
And who's going to be that guy for Alcorn who's going to step up and make the play? We talk about the length of their receiving core. Is this one of those opportunities where they take away the slant, you give them a jump ball opportunity to let them make a play? Number 11, Chris Blair, has been their go-to receiver. He's in the slot, but with safety coverage over the top. Have to find an alternative receiver.
Big third down. Johnson trying to buy some extra time. And he runs out of room and is collared down, and that'll draw flags. A neck collar tackle, and that'll keep the Alcorn State drive alive.
Personal foul, horse collar, number 41 is defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Malcolm Williams with the horse collar tackle.
I mean, they did a good job of stringing it out, but
they called the wrong number. It actually is Anthony Mullins, the big defensive end, who made the horse collar tackle, number 8. And that'll give Alcorn State first down. A first down at the 43-yard line, and the drive stays alive on that big third down play. Johnson in some trouble. Down he goes, and Grambling gets another sack. So both these defenses are getting to the opposing quarterbacks. Alan Clark, who came in to the game with 2 sacks, picks up number 3 on the year for him.
And this is what I thought I would see in this game. 2 defensive lines enforcing their will on the opposing offensive line. And we talked about how great the defensive line for Alcorn's been, but this Grambling front seven is the strength of the Tiger team as well. And now they're starting to have their way with this offensive line from Alcorn.
Grambling came into the game with 22 sacks as a defensive unit on the year. A deep sideline pass to the near side is overshot as he was looking for his receiver Dayal Harris. And that'll give Alcorn State first down. A first down at the 43-yard line, and the drive stays alive on that big third down play. Johnson in some trouble. Down he goes, and Grambling gets another sack. So both these defenses are getting to the opposing quarterbacks. Alan Clark, who came in to the game with 2 sacks, picks up number 3 on the year for him.
And this is what I thought I would see in this game. 2 defensive lines enforcing their will on the opposing offensive line. And we talked about how great the defensive line for Alcorn's been, but this Grambling front seven is the strength of the Tiger team as well. And now they're starting to have their way with this offensive line from Alcorn.
Grambling came into the game with 22 sacks as a defensive unit on the year. A deep sideline pass to the near side is overshot as he was looking for his receiver Dayal Harris. And it'll set up third down and very long.
Protect the football, and I didn't think I'd see it as the game's gone on, but this is starting to become a battlefield position. I mean, this is a 3-point game. Getting the first down here, highly unlikely, but don't turn the ball over and punt it and see if your defense can help you win the battlefield possession.
Johnson zips one, has a man, first down yardage on a big 3rd and long, and he hits his receiver Juan Anthony for first down yardage out to the 41-yard line of Grambling.
Best throw of the day so far. Watch him stick this skinny post before Anthony is hit by the safety, and what a throw.
Pickup of 25, and Waller picks up good yardage on first down as he picks up 9 on the play. He'll only be a yard short coming off the right side.
I mean, that was a big-time throw by Noah Johnson to Anthony when his team had to have it.
And here's Waller once again, dancing through the hole, and depending on the spot, he'll have another first down. They're marking him right at the 30, so they'll move the chains. Talk about a window. He didn't have much of one on that 3rd and very long play, and fit it right in there into his receiver.
They stuck that seam route in there. It brought some life back to the fans here in Alcorn.
Going for it all, jostling for position down, a lot of contact, no flags. As he was looking again for his receiver, Dayal Harris, and on the coverage was Devinar Martin, as they were both doing a lot of jostling down in the near corner, but no call.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, where are the hands? They're pushing, yeah, but uncatchable ball. He threw it out of bounds. Good job by the official, not catchable.
Swing pass to the near side and taken down almost immediately. A nice individual effort on the near side by Devinar Martin, and they only gained one.
What a great job. Watch him blow up the receiver on the would-be block. The would-be blocker, blow him up, locate the football, make the tackle. Fantastic job by Martin.
Charles Pringle was the receiver who caught that ball and had some room to run if Martin doesn't make that outstanding individual effort defensively from that cornerback position.
They need to get this play off. You don't want to burn a timeout in this situation in a 3-point game. Timeouts are valuable.
They did get it off in time. Johnson going deep, has a man breaking open, and he overshot him. Oh, he was looking for one, Anthony, but we do have flags in the backfield of Alcorn, the area you usually get holding. We'll see how they sort it out. It is holding.
10-yard penalty, should be third down.
Yeah, you take this one because you want to take the field goal option away from them. So you back them up 10 yards and put them out of field goal range. See, locate the hold on the left side right there. He's got him around the neck. That was on Brandon Varner, the defender, the penetration. Chris McCrea called for the hold.
Third down and 19. Noah Johnson finds some time. Now he's going to keep it. And Johnson, trying to get as much yardage as possible, gets down inside the 30. So if they do attempt a field goal, this one would be from about 45 or 6. 46-yard effort by Corey McCullough. He is 0 for 3 from that distance so far this year, but he is kicking with the wind. We saw what Orozco did with the wind, and those flags are blowing pretty briskly at the top of the uprights. McCullough hits it and then some with the wind. And once again, we're tied. 26-26. 6:41 to go.
Nothing fires you up for game day like Zaxby's. The fresh made-to-order flavor always comes through with a win to make any tailgate one for the record books. Zaxby's, the official chicken of sports fans.
Corey McCullough caps a 14-play, 60-yard drive with a 46-yard field goal. And talk about redemption for a kid. How about this kid? 1 for 7 in the loss, the overtime loss. And he puts that one through with plenty to spare with the win.
And you feel for him. That's college athletics. You know, the good and the bad. He was, you know, the GOAT on campus, so to speak, after the miss that could have won the game against Alabama State. But you get an opportunity to redeem yourself, and hats off for that young man coming through in a major way to tie up this football game.
Rout and Brooks are back deep. Rout on the near side to take this McCullough kickoff with the wind, and Rout feels that one at his 3. And Rout gets out to the 17 yards. And talk about quarterbacks running the football. Hickbottom has really turned it on here in the second half.
Oh, he's shown some toughness. He's been running for his life most of this football game, just trying to get away from the pressure, but found a way to make some defenders miss. And he's been the #1 rusher for this Grambling offense here in this second half, showing great leadership skills, great toughness, and the ability to finish off runs and hurt you running the football.
So tied at 26. Let's see what Hickbottom and the Grambling offense have in store. Here, 1st and 10 at their own 17. And the give off the far side goes Kevin Dominique. And Dominique picks up maybe 2.
And what they're doing, they're using the little zone read to slow down the speedy defensive ends from Alcorn. And we're talking about Terry Whittington and we're talking about Trey Farrell. If you make them freeze a little bit, it's hard for them to pursue the quarterback, so they're doing zone reads off of those guys. Free play.
Jumping there, free play, and almost picked off on the far side again by Morrison, but it's incomplete as he was fighting with the wide receiver Raylon Richardson, but we do have a flag on the play. And looked like the left side of the Alcorn defensive line moved a little early.
And this, you see Morrison, he's a gamer. Look at him jump that route.
Actually, catch was made out there by Raylon Richardson, but they accept the penalty, and now it'll be 2nd down and 3.
I'd stick with the zone read. Don't risk throwing the football when you don't have to.
Hickbottom going deep down the sideline, and against a couple of defenders, incomplete, out of bounds, as he was looking for Devontae Davis.
I mean, the reason why you stick with running the football here, 3rd and short, it may take you 2 downs to get there, is because every time you drop back the pass, it's like hold your breath. The pass rush is coming. They still have not solved this pass rush riddle from Alcorn State, and this could be a dangerous situation if you try to drop back and throw it.
Hickbottom out of time, and down he goes again.
Fortunate he didn't fumble.
Another sack. They're coming out of there with the football. Are they going to rule a fumble or rule him down? 7th Alcorn sack, but they say Grambling maintains possession of the football. Let's take one more look at it.
They're very fortunate. You know, pass at your own risk. Oh, he took that ball for him on the way down. Does he take it from him on the way down? That's a fumble.
They're going to take another look at it.
I know a little bit of football, don't I?
A little bit.
Didn't I say it's not worth the risk to drop back pass? When you had 2nd and 3, get the 1st down running the football, because in this game here, it's pass at your own risk.
And a timeout being taken by Alcorn State here. Broderick Fobbs and company, as they review this play. We'll be back tied at 26.
In theaters Friday.
Well, I guess they have determined the answer to the question if Jeremy Hickbottom fumbled that football going down when he was hit by Muhammad and Whittington. And perhaps there's still a review going on. They are reviewing. And I just don't know. Did he have enough control of it as he went down and Whittington took it from him after he's on the ground?
Oh, wow.
Forward progress stopped. Wow. So officially play blown dead.
No. Call it either fumble or no fumble. Forward progress, no. He was in the act of being taken to the ground, going down. Tough break there on McNair's Alcorn Braves. Forward progress? Is that what you were expecting to get that call?
I was not expecting to hear that one.
Nevertheless, Alcorn with an opportunity to get the ball back in pretty good field position. They can secure a nice punt return.
LaShawn Ely is back deep. And Urban's punt will be fair caught by Ely at the 45-yard line. So good field position for Alcorn. 4:47 to go. We're tied.
Take your Wi-Fi to the next level with X5. Simple, easy, awesome.
ESPN College Football is presented by McDonald's.
Well, these teams have been quite representative of the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl. In fact, 4 times we've had a Celebration Bowl representative, and each time it's been either Alcorn or Grambling, and they are having a classic battle this afternoon here in Lorman, Mississippi. Spinks Cassim Stadium. Alcorn with great field position. On first down, not much there. On the run play up the middle, maybe a yard. Dearius Christmas, the middle linebacker, is there on the tackle as he stopped Deshaun Waller. Johnson, and Johnson on the keeper. Had Blair running behind him as an option, but decided to keep it. Picked up good yardage across midfield. It'll be spotted at the 48-yard line of Grambling, and a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 3.
And surprised we haven't seen that dive option that they had some success on. Grambling didn't show that they were going to defend it well. I want to keep the football in Noah Johnson's hands if I'm Alcorn State.
And stopped on the run play toward up the middle. Linwood Banks brings down Waller for no gain, so it'll be 4th down and short, and they're going to have to punt it away with 3.5 to go in the game, in regulation anyway.
And I really think you have to punt because Alcorn doesn't run downhill. They're off tackle type run play. Those plays have a higher percentage of being stopped at the line of scrimmage, so if you're Alcorn, I think you have to punt.
Grambling's going to take a timeout. Their special teams were all confused, running around. Nobody knew who belonged on the field, and they had to talk it over and take a timeout. We talked about these schools being representative of the SWAC and the Celebration Bowl. Let's go back to 2015, the SWAC championship. Darian Ragsdale.
Ragsdale could tote it down.
Yeah, he goes for 84 yards on that run. It was 7-0. Then Warren Gatewood, a 24-yard pick six. And Alcorn was up 14-0. And Lenore Footman and company celebrate a big 49-21 win. That's the last time that Alcorn defeated Grambling back there in 2015 in that Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, because then there became year 16 and 17 where there was Kincaid and Carter for Grambling.
And they didn't lose the SWAC game during that time?
They didn't lose it, so 2 of the last 3 years, those have been the big boys on the block of the conference, dominating things. And you know, everybody's always said it. If you're gonna get Grambling, this is the year. Get them now. If you don't get them this year, you're probably not gonna get them next year. And there's a number of teams vying to knock off the G-men. And Alcorn had a tremendous opportunity to do so. And Grambling's fought back.
High booming kick route on the fake fair catch, and it goes into the end zone despite a fine effort to try to bat it back into play. But it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25 after the touchback for Grambling. 3:04 to go. We are tied at 26, and don't forget the big missed extra point earlier in the game that we thought from this vantage point looked pretty good.
I'm going to ask you, missed extra point or didn't get credit for the extra point?
Yeah, that is close. I'm calling it good from this vantage point, but I'm not down there. I don't see the imaginary extension of the uprights that the officials talk about.
And even when it ended up like it was a little draw to the right. So it had a draw, so it came back to the middle, didn't flare off. So that was a tough break, and right now that's the reason why we're tied.
Jeremy Hickbottom trying to buy some extra time on the rollout, throws far side.
He is getting shellacked. If I'm Hickbottom, this is where he has to grow up in a hurry. Yes, you're a sophomore, but you grab that offensive line and you let them know we can't play like that. You have to give me better protection. He's getting hit every time he drops back. And some of this, like, it just seems like mentally the offensive line for Grambling, they're not giving their all to protect him.
He rolled out to buy some extra time, but he rolled right into a pass rush. The last play of Trey Farrell, and now coming up the near side is Brooks, and we got a flag on the play back at an area where you usually get holding. So a key penalty against Grambling there on second down after a good run by Brooks. It might have been the reason for the good run.
No, that's right here in the middle. You see number 64 at the center. He's holding. They're just taking their turns, just having mistakes on the offensive front. And now, once again, be careful trying to pick up this first down. Pass at your own risk. Another key issue, Grambling out of timeouts and whistles, and Hickbottom turned his back to the on-rushing defense. Flag down on the play. And another one against Grambling. So talk about field position late in the contest. Again, Grambling, no timeouts remaining. This is playing right into the hands of an opportunistic Alcorn defense. Yeah, I'm trying some type of slip screen, bubble screen outside. I wouldn't even chance the safety. Hickbottom under pressure, throws a little screen pass. And Brooks still on his feet. Brooks getting out close to the original line of scrimmage. He gets out to the 18-yard line. Two players down for Alcorn. They haven't moved since that contact. A pickup of 13 yards on that little screen play, which you called, Coach. But more importantly, we got a couple of injured Braves down on the field and being attended to by the training staff of Alcorn State. One of them is Trey Farrell, and it looks like the other is Brady Smith. Two very important figures on this defense. Yeah, it was a screen call. I mean, that was the call, and good to see Farrell getting up. Head-to-head contact between both of them as they pursued the ball carrier. And unfortunately, we see Farrell walking off the field under his own power. This is the slow motion version of it, but it was a vicious hit. Both guys running full speed. And they don't see each other and take any defensive measures to avoid that contact. And they still attend to Smith on the field. We'll be back.
Part. You choose free next day delivery and you sleep. The next day you get in the part and the job gets done. Free next day delivery from AutoZone. Available on up to 100,000 parts.
Medical staff still attending to Brady Smith down on the field. He and Trey Farrell make head-to-head contact, both in full speed pursuit of Lindivian Brooks, and did not see one another, and thus just it's the kind of contact that all the officials in college football talk about not wanting to see. With a couple teammates and good looking stuff there as Brady Smith gets up and he's going to walk off the field without much assistance. Probably head ringing, ears ringing a little bit, but certainly good to see him walking off the field. And there's Trey Farrell. And that of course could have been a lot more serious, as it looked awfully bad with the two of them meeting head-to-head at full speed like that. And key 3rd and 12, but keep in mind you're talking about Brady Smith starting safety out, Trey Farrell starting defensive end out. Maybe this gives Graham an opportunity to get some pass protection. We're on a key 3rd and 12. Hickbottom trying to buy time. And he runs out of time. Sacked again. And there's that man again, Terry Whittington. Give him a bronze statue right now. What a game he has had. The 8th Alcorn sack, and he's had about 73 times.
And how about this? 3-man rush. Look how many people are going to rush the quarterback. This is him. They line him up over the center and say, just go get him. He's not going to stop. Find a way to get there. Find a way to get there. Once he tries to leave the pocket, sack. Huge play. Grambling cannot protect the pocket to save their life. And what a day at the office for Whittington. That's sack number 4 plus a half. 4.5 sacks, and he's been a monster.
Came into the game with 2.5. And 14 tackles he has on the game. Urban with the punt. And the fair catch signal is made. And again, they're interfering with the opportunity to catch the ball. And that's going to give Alcorn some great field position. Ely was trying to come up to make the fair catch.
Why did they stop it? It's a punt. He signaled for a fair catch. There's a penalty on the play. Obviously made contact. But that ball is still live. And smartly, one of the Alcorn return men went and retrieved the football.
Kick, catch, and automatic first.
Yeah.
Kick, catch, interference.
Yeah, but that does not stop the play. Yeah, it's just a flag. But see, the other official down there, he realized that's a live ball. And now you hear whistles afterwards. Oh, man, that's just. And he gets pushed into him. There's no question about that. However, I'm just thinking it should have been a live ball. You let the play go.
More importantly, though, great field position at the 26. No timeouts for Grambling. 2 left for Alcorn. And with the wind, and a pretty decent field goal kicker after the 15-yard penalty. Johnson on the keeper.
Get forward. Get forward.
Trying to stay in bounds and gets down to the 21-yard line with 1:33 to go in regulation.
I think when you know a Johnson situation, you pick up 3 yards and then you just get down, find a soft spot to land. Look, this is a kicker. He's trying to find some room to warm up. A very tight sideline here at the Jack Spinks Stadium. I don't think they realize the importance of this. Everybody wants to watch the game and the action. But right now, the kicker needs to be getting loose.
A couple weeks ago, that same kicker had the opportunity to end it in regulation. Now they're going for it all end zone, and Hughes can't come up with it as he's closely covered by Devinar Martin. And a flag down on the play.
Why are you throwing the ball? Jeopardizing holding possibly?
Yeah. That's
it's a chop block.
15-yard penalty, be second down.
I don't think you throw the football in that situation.
And that is a huge penalty.
Yeah, right there. Number 88 comes in as another defender is engaged and move it back. Wow.
So now, Coach, what are you looking for to try to even get McCullough in range? Somewhere around the 25-yard line to give him a shot at a 42, 43-yarder to try to win it?
Yeah, don't attack deep downfield. Let's say absolutely give it to you. You're thinking still second down. We want to end up with 15 yards so we can kick a game-winning field goal.
Now they run it to the short side of the field. Nothing is there. And that's going to set up a third and very long.
If you're going to run that play, you run that on second down and 5. Second and 25. No, you're out of field goal range. Clearly, you're out of field goal range. Questionable.
Well, from here it would be somewhere a 52 or 53-yard effort with the wind, which we saw Roscoe boom one that would have been good from 57. earlier, but they've got to get at least about 10 yards here on 3rd down. Johnson running out of time. Now he throws downfield. Has his man! Caught! Dayal Harris inside the 5.
That is the biggest catch in the career for Dayal Harris. The transfer from the University of Miami goes up. They said he's the specialist at those 50-50 jump balls. He gets one in his general vicinity and secures the catch.
3rd and 20. He had a 3rd and 19 catch earlier. And now we're approaching 20 seconds
timeout
in the game. They take a timeout. But what a catch on 3rd and 20. And Dayal Harris earlier in the game had a big 3rd down catch on 3rd and 19.
Looks like nothing was there, but Noah Johnson buys some time, puts it underneath, and Harris gets behind the secondary defender.
Vinar Martin there on the coverage. And that is a big completion.
Now, you want to score. This is clock management. You want to gain a yard. Right? Grambling is going to give you a look to make you try to throw the football. You ignore that. You are running the football. And you run the football here, and then you call timeout if you don't get it.
Right. They do have one left, Grambling with none. And you know Alcorn fans are a little biting some nails here because, again, a couple of weeks ago they have a chance to win it with a chippy field goal at the end of regulation, and they missed it.
Yep, and that's why. During the homecoming, they could have, beat Alabama State. So I think you tell the running back, one cut, move forward. No side to sideways running, no sideways running.
Johnson rolling out, wide open in the end zone, touchdown, Chris Blair.
The sellout, they set him up. Everybody said they had to run the football, including me up here. But a good job of making me think it's a possible quarterback sweep. Good job by Chris Blair. Wide open in the end zone. And Alcorn on the verge of a statement victory here at home over Grambling.
Unsportsmanlike conduct for excessive celebration after the touchdown against Alcorn. And McCullough will attempt the extra point now. And it is good. So Grambling now trailing by 7, 12 seconds in regulation, no timeouts, and Alcorn 12 ticks away from a big victory.
I love this play call. So you're going to see Blair come across in motion. So often they run a rub play here, but no, they decide to bring him in motion. Flair here, come back in the middle. Watch the Grambling secondary lose where he is. Thinking, oh, hurry up, get to the outside, get to the outside. Blew the coverage. Got off of him.
He actually had 2 guys wide open there in the end zone as they sold out totally to the run, did Grambling, and paid for it dearly with the short touchdown pass to Chris Blair. So back and forth we've gone here at Spinks Castle Stadium. Grambling out to an early 13-0 lead. Alcorn scores 23 in a row. Then Grambling comes back with 13 of their own, and Alcorn finally breaking the tie with 12 seconds left in regulation, and the Braves leading by 7.
And this puts Grambling in a position they're not used to being in. They're in the trail position. If they want to try and make it to the championship, we always say it comes down to that bayou. But right now, Grambling may be just trying to play the spoiler role against Southern.
Grambling should have some excellent field position if they don't try to immediately return that because of the celebration penalty. Ball pushed back to the 20-yard line. So McCullough will be kicking with the wind from there. Don't know whether he's going to try a squib or try to kick it all the way. And it does squib kick it. And it bounces en route. Spending some valuable time on the near side as we have 6 seconds showing on the clock as he gets outside the 40-yard line. I don't know how many big plays you had in your pocket in your collegiate days with 6 seconds left and no timeouts, but you got to Hail Mary this one down toward the goal line and hope to get an interference call or something to prolong yourself.
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, or a catch.
Michigan, Colorado versus Michigan for the Hail Mary, but I'm going to give credit right now. I mean, Grambling, they went, if you're going to lose your crown as a SWAC champion, then they put everything into it. They showed the heart of a champion. They fought. They came back, took control of this football game, and doesn't look like things are going to go their way.
And they've got some offensive players. Chris Blair back deep. Hughes is back deep. Radarius Anderson to guard against the long pass and have good hands.
But you know what I would do? I blocked this guy right here. You haven't blocked him all night. Watch 37.
He's dropping in the coverage. Yes. Hickbottom gonna go. No, he gets it away this time and has a man near side. This is Robinson.
Wait a minute. He's going to get a couple blocks.
And he's tripped up.
Oh, wow.
What a tackle. Tripping him up. No, Quinterio Cole was back there. And I believe he came up and made what could have been a saving tackle. There was a lot of room out there on the right side. What a game. It's finally over. We've ended regulation, and Alcorn defeats Grambling by the final of 33-26.
Fred McNair, congratulations, finally gets the W over the G-men as the head coach.
Don't forget to file any criminal lawsuit on the players, coaches, and authorized personnel.
Grambling.
And then it's a shoestring tackle. Watch him come up right here. There's not too many other people out there.
Okay, I thought his own guy got him. Yeah, there was a wedge outside. Give credit to Cole, who came into this game after the injury to Brady Smith on the previous drive.
Broderick Fobbs had been 15-0 in his career in the month of October, and he finally loses one here at Alcorn State in a thriller. 33-26 is your final score. So Alcorn State moving to 4-1 in SWAC play. Grambling falls to 2-2, 3-4 on the season. For all of us here at ESPN, Jay Walker and company, I'm Eric Clemens saying so long from Spinks Castle Stadium.